Good morning, people. Now I'm doing this early because this is a bit of a response video, and also it's little Legs' birthday today, so I thought I'd get this done in the day because I'll be doing things later, birthday things, so that's all good. Just gonna check something, see if any people come in. If not, I'm just gonna waffle. So let me just check something. So I am just going to be a bit of a mixed match. I would advise you to go and get a coffee or a tea. Might be a long one, it might not be, I don't really know. Just let me... hi good servant. Just have a look. Got a few things to read out, a few things to go through. Hi Mary, hi No One's Flower. Some of you might resonate with this. As I always say, you might resonate, you might not. But just let me check that that's the right one. Yeah, so anyway. So I'm going to be talking about, some people will see it as triggered because some people would. But I want to say this is triggered. This is someone who's commented. It's not going to say the name. It's there for all to see. But it's somebody I've actually spoke to away from YouTube, actually on the phone to this person last year or the year before. Can't honestly tell you when because I can't remember. So it's a comment to someone I've actually spoke to. Not just a comment on YouTube where I would have just ignored it, but I thought this person needs addressing in a little sense because some of the things this person has got wrong in my perception of things. And also people need to learn about labels and the words that we all put out there, which sometimes mean the same thing. And sometimes it does divide people because it's words and everyone gets confused with words and what certain things mean because it doesn't resonate with them. When sometimes if you look at a word, it can sort of tell you in a sense what it means, but it's how you translate it, let's say. I translate things different, so this is going to be a bit random of how I'm going to get this out, but it's not a response as in a nasty response. Someone asked me something. Hi Michael, hi everybody who's in chat, and I thought I'd comment back because like I said, I have spoke to this person in real life, and the actual thing that I thought about this person way back has just shown its true colours now, that I was actually right of that energy that I was feeling at the time, because everything has energy, everything's alchemy, baby. So I'm going to warm up and go with the flow because that's what I do, and just get into it with there's a few different things I want to raise, which one is someone asked me to do my thoughts and perception on the whole movement about against women, because we've had, I mean, this is nothing new, but we've had the movement of women against men who think they're Rachel Pixie and High Tapper, the women haters, the women who hate on men who think they're what was the movement, into women's rights, but they've gone right over it, right out of balance. So we've had women going against men, and there's also a movement of men going against women. If you can't see what that's all about, I don't know where you are, but I will put my thoughts and perceptions on that in a minute. I'm just going to warm up and let it come out how it comes out, because that's how I do things. Some people don't resonate with my channel. I don't know why they're watching, because obviously this person's just proven to me that you're still watching me. If you don't resonate, I don't know what you're watching me for at the end of the day. But there is a thing with men and women, and there's a lot of men out there that don't like women talking out about things and think women's place is only in the kitchen. Yeah, right. There's a bit of balance going on there. But it does go into sort of things that I talk about with Q, believe it or not, this comment of how someone's seen something and not got it. And this person also goes into the fact that they think they've told me about stuff, about energy. No, they never did. I've been talking about energy from the time I got on YouTube. So no, you didn't tell me nothing about the planets or energies from the planets, but I will go into that in a minute. Hi, Martin. Ellen. So I'll go into it. People resonate with me. The only reason why I think people resonate with certain things I'm saying might not be all. Everyone knows I support the Trump and the Q. Some people on here don't. That's okay, as long as you're not saying, really badass things, because I do. But they resonate with some of the things I'm saying because I talk about a lot of things and I'm not stagnant in one thing or belief, actually, even though I am very into the what some people get scared of, the old pentacle there, earth, air, fire and water, and the ether, the field, the energy, the energies that they don't tell us about properly, they get triggered by it. That chat, these 3 things I'm talking about, or how many it is I'm going to talk about. You resonate with something normally because you know inside yourself it's true. I can go to a channel, and I've said this many times before, I can go to a channel about anything. Thank you, Rachel. And I'll go over and go, oh, watch this. And I really liked it. Some of you might get triggered by it, whatever the word that you want to say. It just means you're not resonating with it. And I resonate with this, and this, but I don't resonate with that, and that. That's why I say to people, example, people who are into flat earth, if you go to a channel and someone mentions the word planet or calling the world the globe and you're not into that, don't be put off. If someone's not focused on that, which will go into the cards that I've pulled out today, also my higher self answering this person's question, which I'll go to in a minute. It just means listen, because something in there might resonate. Not everyone's got everything. And just because they might not be focusing on the shape of the earth, because that's not what's important to them, doesn't mean that something in their chat is not resonating the truth. Normally when something resonates deep within, not because someone's told you, or someone said that, or it's because that part of what resonated with you really strong inside resonates because you know it's true, whether it's a good or bad thing. If anyone gets what I'm saying. I know a lot of people in my chat that come in who are, not saying followers because I hate that word, who are, what's the word? Into the same sort of, you resonate with me, with the way I put things across, because no, I'm not one who comes in all intellectual. Intellectual isn't everything, because a lot of intellectual people, I'm not putting anyone down, you've been programmed. A lot of people who naturally come out with things and they go, oh, I don't know where I got that from. It's a deep knowing. I am someone who my way of learning is quite visual. It's not like reading something constantly and like big words and stuff like that. I'm not going to come out with that because it's not me. I learn the way I learn. You learn the way you learn. I think there's a lot of people in chat who are visionaries. I don't mean visionaries, but learn visually through seeing certain stuff and might get downloads off certain stuff. The people who understand what I'm talking about understand. The people who don't, that's fine. It doesn't mean someone's not knowing because they just go, like a lot of people are into facts. Facts is very man-made, like it's all the facts of the science. There's things out there we're not going to know. You'll just feel it. You'll know it through a feeling, but it's not like you can go, oh, I can show you it physically, because some things you can't see physically, some things you're feeling. I'm seeing things physically now, as we all know, but some things are energy that are around us. Everything is energy, and this is why I've said you can only experience this if you actually go and do the work. And this person said, apparently, I will read this message out in a bit, it'll all go into it, that I only talk the talk and don't walk the walk. Okay, that's what you think. You don't know me. I know myself. I know what I do within my 4 walls of the things I do with energy. Might not be the way you do it, because this person seems to be very obsessed with the retrogrades. I don't have to know about the retrogrades, and this person seems to think that they told me about astrology. No, you didn't. I never said I was an astrologer. I didn't say I was deeply into it. I'm into it a little bit. I don't actually have to be deep into it because you have a natural knowing anyway. It's energies. And I'll go into that in a bit because it does go into something with Trump where this person obviously can't see what's going on. Hannah's got the wires mixed up on a big thing as well. And if they were actually putting it on their channel, I wouldn't even be listening because that's not what's happened. But I'll go into that in a minute. So, anyway, I'd like to ask you, oh, there's 17 in the house. Boom. So, everybody in chat, I'll say hi to. Let me go to the top. So we've got Good Servant. We've got Mary, we've got No One's Flower, we've got Michael, we've got Rachel Pixie, we've got Tapper. I'm hoping Sue, I think I've worked Sue's out. I don't know if she's in yet because she said she might come in, so we won't know yet. She might not be in on this one. Managed to get her back in, I think. We've got Martin, and anyone else who might be lurking, because we do have lurkers, and the person that I'm talking about may be lurking as well. But that's okay, because you asked a question and I'm going to answer it. The way I know how to answer it. Everyone's path is different with the way people learn. I've had this discussion with loads of people that seem to think it's only their way. I say, I just come with my experiences, what I'm experienced. I'm hardly not doing the work. I mean, this person doesn't think I'm doing the work. I only talk the talk. I doubt it because I actually research. And if they're talking about energy work, I do my own energy work. I don't have to do it out of a book, any book. Yes, I'm into the occult stuff, meaning witchy stuff, which some people will get triggered. It only means things that are hidden. It just talking about energy that they try to hide, which I will shout out a video in a minute. Oh, my dad's just sent me something. And we'll have a look at that in a bit. It's see, when people go on about the Illuminati, those in the skull and bones, this, that, and the other, and they think that's part of the occult. The occult just means what's hidden. They hid a lot of stuff from us, and the biggest thing was energy and how it all works. But a lot of us do know. You don't actually, this person, I'm going to go through the comments and then I'll tell you my thoughts on what this person commented. And like I said before, this person I've spoke to on the phone, so it's not just some random person that's come into chat. This was someone I was talking to a bit ago. Obviously didn't like that, the fact that I don't really think I liked him that way. It was just through an art, talking about art and talking about energies, because this person seemed to know about energies. This person didn't teach me anything about energies or retrogrades or what this person goes on about. That's just what they talked about. I've actually been talking about energies for a very long time. I don't go on about retrogrades and all that, the planets. Yes, I do say getting an alignment. You don't actually need to look at a lot of it to know, because as you know, before I ask you a question, as I'll ask you in chat, and especially the moderators who've been you're in a lot of my chats, I'm always saying, which is what you'd probably say retrograde is, but I don't need to say that because I don't speak like that, is I've said to you, if you're feeling energies and you're feeling khaki or something like that, go and look after yourself. Go and don't resist it. Just go and like chill out. So for example, if you were feeling really moody one day and in a bad mood, it probably isn't a good idea, we've all done it, still doing it, we're all learning, to maybe get into an argument with something, or maybe something at work and you're feeling crappy that day. Maybe it's just like, maybe just go and sit down and chill out somewhere, because you're in a bad mood that day. You have to reflect, and normally you'll find out what it is because you look back at it. It could be that day or in the past. And the past could be yesterday, last week, last year, 10 years ago. Something that's put you in that mood triggered you. If that's what that word is getting thrown around like Billy O at the minute. Put you in a mood that maybe something that day is not going to do you any good. If you decide to be around, say, for example, someone's invited you to someone's house that you really don't get on with, and that day you're in a mood and you feel that if you go it might not end well, and that's why normally you'll go, I knew that was going to happen, because you knew it deep inside. So don't do things, hi Carla, don't do things on days where your energy's not that high vibing. Now if you're feeling high vibing and it's really good, that if you go out that night, maybe you'll have a good night, or you know what I mean. There's examples, so many different examples of something you could do that day, like putting your energy and your flow into your art, or something, a project that you're doing because you're full of energy that day. A day that when I'm doing my art stuff, if I'm not really feeling with the energy, I won't do it. That's why sometimes people will probably think, oh, Dolly will say sometimes she's coming on and then she changes her mind, because at some part in the day, and I do live in 3D as well, like in the real world as well, shit happens, and I've got kids and a younger one who's just turning 5 today, birthday today. Things happen and you just think, do you know what, I'm feeling low on energy today, so therefore I'm not going to do it today because I'm not going to be in a high vibration. So, and that's why people want to trigger you, because they want to take the high vibration out of you. This is not me getting triggered. This is just me commenting back. So you know, and it's going to pull your energy vampires. That's how it works. That's how I see it. That's how I perceive it. And I know a lot of other people do. So we already inside our inner knowing, understanding our inner selves, that you don't really need to know about astrology inside out if you find it hard to see. I don't do it like that because I find hard things to set in when I'm reading something or understanding big words. So I don't. I just go with the flow. I'm a Piscean. I go with the flow. So what I would like to ask you before I go into these comments and then comment back on the comments is, thank you. Yes, it's Finn's birthday today. Thank you. Thank you. So who else has just come in? 4-leaf clover, and is it on Honor, I think? And I'm going to also shout out a lovely lady in a minute as well. If I don't see you in chat, I'm not ignoring you, because someone made a silly comment yesterday saying they've unsubscribed because I'm ignoring them. When I'm in the flow, I'm not always looking at chat. This is another thing that people don't understand. I don't mean you lot. When you've got your own YouTube channel and you're trying to get message out or you're trying to speak and you're in the flow, you don't see certain things going on in chats. That's what people have got to understand. And I'm not here to be giving people attention out left, right and centre, because there seems to be a lot of men out there. I don't mean people in chat who are asking for attention all the time. It's not a dating site, so just get that out there right now. I'm going to shout someone's channel out that I've just come across, who's a beautiful lady, and I agree with a lot she's saying, and it is about, I'll shout it out right now actually, because just in case I forget when I get in the flow. Now, Anya, I think I was saying a different name the other day. Anya, I think that's how you say it, is a lovely lady, has her own YouTube channel, and she's a witch. You know, I say witchy, I just don't like putting labels on things, but we're, you know, people get triggered by this when they don't understand what it was. Now, she's got a really good video out called Shedding Light on Witchcraft with R. Wayne Strider, is it? I don't know. And Anya, and they're talking about alchemy, basically, and herbs, because, you know, what's so evil about herbs healing people, the herbs from the ground? What's so evil about incense? You know, what's so evil about sage? Different plants and things have different meanings to things and energies as well. Sage has always been known for clearing energies, so let's do it right now, because it's so evil, people. You know, this person who says, I do the talk, but I don't do the walk. I don't think so. I have sage and lots of different things around my house. I don't have to be doing everything every day of different things. And like the word ritual is used in witchcraft, or you want to say the occult. Now, you do rituals every day. Rituals doesn't mean blood sacrifice. It does on the dark side, because remember, there's two sides. There's a light and the dark, if you want to put it like that. I even hate saying that because that's a label. But you know what I'm saying? Those satanic people, we're not talking about that. We're talking about your ritual. I mean, you get up every morning. It's something you do every day. So some people might have a ritual of, let's say, yeah, they demonise crystals and nature's cures, exactly. And that's the whole thing, Michael. And if you go over to her channel, she's talking about that. They've always demonised it. They've always says witches were bad, this, that and the other. The wise people, witches and warlocks, is used. Yes, there are ones that use the energy for bad. I don't know how many times I have to say this. To me, energy is just energy. Now, for a label, can't say the dark side, we have to have the dark and the light in balance, but it's not been in balance. How many times I have to shout this out? Energy is energy, but if you're a person that doesn't care, can't reflect, and is a person that does things only for themselves, isn't interested in other people or helping people, you're more for that side. So we'll just call it the evil side for now, yeah? Stick a label on it just to convey that conversation. So you're going to use it for solely yourself and things that feed you, and never to help others. So it's not self-serving to others. To be self-serving to others, yes, you do have to do things for yourself. Obviously, you have to be well and everything, or you're not going to be able to give frequencies out and good ass energy out to people, which this is what I believe I do. So you're going to harness that energy for the good, for the light. Yeah, that's how I see it. So all it is energy and how you use it. Are you for that side or are you for this side? That's all it is. The numbers are master numbers. They hold a lot of energy, so on and so forth. Not saying I know everything about everything. I'm still learning myself. But at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Energy, energy, energy. So let's do some... And you don't need to be doing that every day. And like I said, a ritual, something like you get up, I put my makeup on, I do my hair. It's the same thing you do every day. People might be like, right, I light a match every day. I don't do this every day, by the way. I just do it when I feel like my house needs some energy clearing. I light my sage. I sage the house and say something like, all the negative energy, I say something about negative energies, releasing it all, clearing it out like spring cleaning. Then you might go and let's have a look. It's so freaky and it's so evil. It's just so evil and freaky evil, people. So, I'll have crystals dotted about, like amethyst is my birthstone because it's so scary. They do hold information, by the way. Everything does. Got ones here for love. Oh, I've got a working candle that I've not used for ages. I don't use it all the time. And a working candle is, I have done this in the past, I will put something on it like, right, love, peace, and when I burn it, I just think of those things, those nice things that you want to put out in the universe. Nothing evil there, is it? Yeah, I've got candles, I have incense, where are my books out? I've shown you my books. I've got books on astrology, don't go too deep into it. I've got my, where's my witchy book? My big witchy book somewhere. I've shown them before. I have pictures of angels that I actually paint. We've got the whole John thing going down there. We've got a bit of sometimes I have, what are they called now? Oh my God, what are they called? Like this going on, because I had a bit of a tree. So I've got this little, you could call it a shrine. It's got love. It's got stones from outside. It's got things that I've picked up. The energy of nature outside because it's so evil. And then people might have, what do they call it? Not a shrine, because mine changes all the time, and it has changed because I brought this new unit. I've not got much on here. What do they call it when you have not a shrine, a table with all your bits on. Oh my God, somebody help me out. Come on, people who know. I've just gone out of my head. An altar, thank you. Just totally dismissed. I'll use this as my altar, but it's not got much on it. It did have, remember, but it's got me bits on there, bits from nature. It can be whatever you want it to be, And then I've got a little one over here. It's not got much on it. I've got my little, because it's so evil. I got my little Buddha, and you put your incense on there, and it all flows down it. I got my Tibetan bells for energy and clearing, and yeah, and all my stuff. I just built that shelf, so I need to sort it out. I haven't sorted it out yet. So, and you can all have that. People might have things on it with, people collect things with certain things on it. It's nothing evil. It's just you're not taught, and that's all it is basically at the end of the day. Only me. So, size in the house. Who else? So people get triggered. Yeah, I've put the kettle on. It's going to be a long one. People get triggered over certain things they know nothing about. And for someone to say to me that I walk the walk and don't talk I talk the talk and don't walk the walk, how would you know? Do you live with me? No, you don't. And there's certain things I don't do every day. You don't need to. And we do actually reside, if you didn't know, in the 3D as well as the spiritual. And I'm going to go into the spiritual right now. Oh, hang on. And I have incense, and I have herbs, and I have loose teas to make loose teas out of herbs. So I don't know what's so evil about that. But, when certain people are telling you certain books that certain things are evil when they're actually nature, there's a problem. So, yes, I often do this sometimes, you see, to get rid of negative energies and stuff like that. When I feel the need that the energy needs clearing in this house, it isn't a lot. It's normally when I'm doing deep spring cleans, and then I will sage every room in the house and put a little intention out there to get rid of any stale negative energies. And that doesn't just mean other people. That just means with my kids, if we've had a bit of a ding dong or something like that, to get rid of that energy, because energy does reside. It resides in items. That's why they say be careful when you go to a charity shop. And it's funny because Anya, if you watch that video on Anya's, I don't know if Tapper put it in the channel, she talks about when she went to a charity shop, I think I heard her saying the other day, and there was this energy, and then she had a vision, and then she started seeing dead people, So, yeah, smudging. So, people have got to learn this thing that you think alchemy, the occult, is bad. It's not bad. It's what your intentions are. It all boils down to your intentions, and that is what I've said from the word get-go. It's all energy. This person has not told me anything about energies at all, but this person likes to tell me they think they did. So, we're going to go through the... and I don't burn sage a lot. Sometimes I use other things because I don't actually... I don't actually like the smell of it. It stinks. But I do have it in my little elephant, you know. And sometimes if I've got things from the charity shop, because this is from the charity shop, I got 4 little elephants, they're really cute, little tea light holders, and I will smudge them or wash them under water with an intention of if there's any negative energies stuck to this object, please wash it away, take it away, cleanse it, because they do hold energies of the person who had it before, and you don't know what someone's energy is. That's personally how I see stuff. You might think I'm mad, not the people in chat, other people, but that's how I see energies. So no way, I would never thought that about charity shop. Yeah, I love charity shops, but you've got to remember, if somebody had something and it gets taken somewhere. I know someone who brought something once, and they just said they didn't know, they just felt like this bad energy was coming in. And it was a couple of days after they bought this object. I think it was a Buddha, actually, one of them big fat ones, but they couldn't work it out. And then someone said something to them, and they either got rid of it or they cleansed it. Just cleanse it, put your intention on it and cleanse it to be gone. And then after they did that, the energy said felt all right in the house again. Because you've got to remember, if someone's got something, okay, guys, have to go. Bye, First Munch. If someone's had, say this, what was the energy the person who owned these before? Because if they liked them, touched them, and it was in their house, which was filled with their energy resides on objects as well. That's truly how I see things anyway. Hi, Jen Vlog. So you can look at it like that. I've always been into energy, even if I didn't know what it was before, and always felt energy. So I'm going to ask you a question before I go into these comments, and then I'm going to answer these comments by this person. And I wouldn't have done it normally, it's just I have spoke to this person off the phone, and they typically obviously just don't like what I'm doing. And the only reason I ever came on YouTube was, no matter what I'm talking about, whether people believe it or not, yes, Dolly, stuff holds energy. It does. Everything is energy. It was to put out a good vibration to people. It's a frequency, and it's what people need. Despite if people are laughing at what I'm talking about, it's the energy that I bring. That's what I believe. You know, and I get far more nicer comments than I get nasty ones. So I know it's the energy that I bring, and I don't normally take much notice of people who are trolling or people who are genuinely just going against me because, for one, I like Trump and maybe they don't, this, that, and whatever the reason is, nothing to do with politics. I'll put that out there right now, and that will come up again in a minute. But at the end of the day, you have got to put barriers up against people's energies, because some people don't hold nice energies at the end of the day. Psychic mediums can use items to tell. Yes, and that's why a lot of psychic mediums, yes, there's ones out there who are playing the game. We all know that, but they are real. But there is people who just do it for money, and they know how to sort of tap into something. But people will use certain items, say, you know, this, and they can hold it, and they will get an energy reading off it, about that person. Just like crystals hold energy. Now, you think of the film Superman, when he threw the crystal into the wherever it was, and it built his home, yeah? What was it called? Kryptonite? Or whatever. Was it kryptonite? Well, whatever. And he put, do you remember he put a crystal in the thing, and his mum and dad came up and they were talking to him because that memory was still there. His mum and dad were dead, but the memory and the information that they wanted Superman to know about where he came from, sound familiar, and all that sort of good stuff, was residing in those crystals, because crystals hold energy and memory. Because to me, a crystal is a bit like, yeah, it's a mineral, but it reminds me of like a solid, I know this sounds a bit mad, water. A bit like salt from the sea is a mineral, is like a crystal. Memory, as I said the other day, Dr. Emoto, water, especially the Egyptian Hebrew, is a sign like that, and it means memory, but it's water. Water holds memory, and that's why I said to people need to go and research instead of watching certain people like me or whoever, and go and research and do these experiments yourself, so you experience and can see with your own eyes, so no one can tell you any different. And it doesn't matter if they think it's different, as long as you experience it. How can anyone tell you it's not real? Everything's through your experience, nobody else's. If you're resonating with someone who's had the same experience, like most of us are doing, especially with the truthing community that's going on. Not that every truthing community's got, you know, there's many truthing communities. You've got the flat earth, you've got Q, you've got the spiritual ones, which I'm in as well, and I only watch certain people because I've took a lot out that I don't watch because I can't resonate with them. There's a reason why. And this will go into this chat as well because this person seems to think I'm not spiritual. And this is where the question I'm going to ask you right now. So, hi 74. Hi anyone who's just come in chat. I'm just on a roll. I'm with the flow. So, yeah, you're all amazing in chat. So, I'm going to ask you a question. This person thinks I'm not spiritual because I get triggered. Now, we'll go into that in a minute. Who in chat, what was it I was going to say? How was I going to say it? What do you think a spiritual person is? Hi, Skyfire. What do you think a spiritual person is or look like? What do you think a spiritual person is? Especially in these days, not what was perceived in the days gone by. Thank you, No One's Flower. I'd like to see what everyone says, but yes, I would say everyone is spiritual, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Because that's precisely what I was going to say. You can all put in, if you can, before I answer. And then I'm going to ask you something else, because apparently I'm not spiritual because I get triggered. A person in service to others. Yes, Miss Chime. And hi, Miss Chime, Miss Lovely. Check Miss Chime's channel out. She's got loads of orbs over there. Yes. Anyone else? One that is connected to a higher source. Yes. Yes. Connected to nature. Yes. Yes, Martin and Four-Leaf Clover. Connected to source. Connected to your higher self. Yeah, we are all spiritual, full of energies. Exactly. And that's what I was going to say. Is Roxanne there? I can't see her. I can't see if she's there. Yes. So what I was going to say to that, because this person said I'm not spiritual because I get triggered. And I'm into politics. I'm not into politics. Never was, never will be. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Roxanne's in the house as well. Right. I would say a spiritual person is everybody. None of you are not spiritual. We were all born spiritual. We're all connected to source. We always were. We always will be. It can't be destroyed. But they try to hoodwink us, to disconnect us, as I've said and said before, on and on and on and on, as I always say, distractions of the mainstream media, thank you, honey, distraction of, I'll have to speak to you later, distraction of, I've commented, right, Sue's commented, is Sue in the house, because I can't see you? Oh, right, oh, is she? No, right, just let me get back to Sue, because I've unthingied her, but I can't see her. Right, Sue, if you're listening, because I think you're there, I can't see you. I don't know if it takes a bit of time, so we'll check again next time I'm live. But I will go in again because I had two Sues on chat once. So I will check again, I promise, because I know how to do it. And then if not, we'll try and find out. No, Sue, not here. So it's not showing up. I don't know if anyone knows. I don't know if Sue got blocked off me, but I said this before, it wasn't off me. I think it was off when you're going back through your video and you're looking at live chat for links and you hit it and it puts you somewhere. But I will recheck again because I know how to do it. But I don't know if it takes time, if anybody knows. It might take a couple of days, Tapper said. So we'll just see. And then if not in a few days, Sue, because she's got me on Facebook, so she can actually comment that way. I will have a look, I promise. So I know how to do it now, so we'll see. But yeah, it's a shame that you can't at the minute, but I am aware. So sorry, I got distracted with that. Yeah, so we get distracted by celebrities and shiny things and the material, physical world that we're in. And that's why they always want us consuming, trying to take you away from looking at your spiritual connection, which is the higher source, your higher self. It doesn't matter what you say, words divide. There's labels on everything. So I'm going to ask you one more question before I go into these comments because I just found it absolutely hilarious. That's how I was just laughing. And I will get my glasses out for this one. So, right. So the next question was, do you think if you're a spiritual person, which we all are, that you wouldn't get triggered? Does that mean you're not spiritual if you get triggered? Can anyone here feel your heart space when you move? This has been happening to me. I've had something weird like that. Yeah, here he has. Hell no, exactly. Anyone else? If you're saying you're spiritual, which we all are anyway, so we don't even need to say we are because we were born that way, but being triggered shows passion. Yes, it does. I was talking about that someone before. When you're triggered, this word is thrown around so much lately, especially in the truthing community. Yeah, everyone's saying no, you see, so it's not just me. It means it can trigger you in both ways. Now, if you get triggered, I got triggered a few weeks ago. We all get triggered. No one can say they never get triggered, even the highest most person. Yes, it's how you deal with it, but we're still learning about energies. If you don't reflect, that's where there's a problem. And this is where it goes into the retrograde thing that I already knew anyway without even knowing. If you don't reflect on it to work out what triggered you, then, you know, the soulless ones, they don't do that. But you can be triggered either way. You can be triggered into triggering you off something, then you have to sort of go and search about it, like I said before, back in the past, or that day, what was it that triggered me? But sometimes it can trigger you to getting off your backside and actually going looking at something, or say for instance getting on YouTube and starting a channel and wanting to talk out about what you're trying to get out, whether we have a bit of a mix up in the certain things, because as we all know, history has been lied about. We can't exactly get the grips on absolutely everything because everything's been twisted. That's what I will say. But that's why we resonate with bits of people's chat, even if it's not all of it, because the resonation runs deep with truth of that piece, if anyone gets what I'm saying. So no, it isn't true that if you're spiritual, you're not spiritual because you get triggered. Because like I've said before, we're not in the day of sitting on Mount Peru in a loincloth. People have done that and people still do it, and that's good. Yes, it is needed, but we're a bit in the future now, even though we're going back to the future. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's not about sitting on a loincloth and not getting not speaking your truth and your light, because at the end of the day, that's how we all got deceived. And that's where the truth movement in the spiritual community, as the new age, it got into new age as well. Do people think it didn't get into new age? I know that. I've talked about it before. I know there's certain channels out there that I can't resonate. And some people go, oh, but they're all spiritual. They're all new age. Nah, there's something dodgy. Like when everyone thinks we're going off planet, the realm, whatever you want to call it, to many different people out there. It's like it's an energy, it's a frequency, it's a place we go in our ethereal body. That's how I see it. It's a consciousness we bring. Heaven on earth is a consciousness we're bringing in. Love, right? That's how I see it personally. So I know that it's got in there. So for this person to say to me, you are not spiritual, because one, you're into politics. I'm not into politics at all. It's nothing to do with politics. Two, you know, you get triggered. Sorry. If a lot of people just sat back like in the past and never spoke out the light and the truth and got the big sword of truth out to cut through the bullshit, we wouldn't be waking up as fast as we are, would we? So let's go into these comments. Okay? Just remember, yeah, reflection as in look at the person in the mirror. We look at ourselves, but we are reflection as well. We look at ourselves and what could have triggered us in the past, yesterday, the day before. We reflect. The soulless ones don't reflect because they don't care. Like someone said before, service to others. They don't service others. It's all for themselves. They don't reflect because they don't care, because they don't have passion, they don't have compassion. And people say, oh, different things about different words. I'm not bothered about that. It's how we try and get it across. Like I've said certain words in the past, like compassion and passion. Emotion, energy in motion, emotion. Oh, I'm too emotional. You've got to be in balance. Yes, we have, but there's still two sides to it. It means many different things. It's energy in motion. Sometimes you need the emotion to kick you up the backside to put that thing into motion. Do you know what I mean? So, no, it's not a drama chat, Mr. Black Mountain Station. If that's who you are, go back to the beginning and you'll see. So, could be to some others, but somebody I know asked a question, made a comment, asked a few things, so I'm going to put it out there. So get ready, because here it comes. Let me go and find the comment. Now, I'm not saying the person's name, it's there before. Some people will remember this person. I'm not going in the ins and outs of it, but I have spoke to this person behind the scenes last year or the year before, can't even remember, not that bothered about it really. Didn't like the energy in the end. Let me just find it. Probably watching right now, wouldn't be surprised. But this is where you've got to be very careful with who you're watching, because we all haven't got it right, but who you're watching, and what you're actually researching yourself, because it's all right putting stuff out and then you come with one of these, and I've caught you out on one of them. So let me just go over, in my perception anyway. So let's have a look. So some hours back, this person wrote this comment to me. And like I said, it's not just a random comment. It's someone I've actually spoke to in real life on the phone, right? And they've not been in chat for ages until now. So this person said, yeah, we know, we do know everything before it happens. Trump's astrology chart, all this person goes on about astrology. I like astrology. I'm not too in depth with it. I don't need to be. You have a knowing anyway. And I don't go around following certain astrology channels and people who read cards. I do my own anyway. This person does, because this person tried to get me watching all this stuff, and I watched a bit of it and I was just like, well, yeah, I don't sit there all day doing that, because you've got to be careful with who you're watching as well. But anyway, what happens? Trump's astrological chart, this made me laugh my head off, predicted his impeachment and his acquittal. Well, Q predicted his impeachment ages ago and the acquittal, so there you go. What are you watching? And the end of the race for the White House due to ill health. Two of these predictions have come true to fruition. Really, because he's not in ill health, right? And listen to what he says in a minute. He's not in ill health. Joe Biden don't know what day it is, and I'll show you why he don't know what day it is in a minute. Yeah, get rid of the people who are obviously getting triggered in chat. It's probably the same person actually. Fruition. What? That he got impeached? Yeah, we wanted him to get impeached because we knew he was going to, be acquitted. We all knew that anyway. So whatever. Then it said, now with a new video emerging stating he needs a MRI scan. What videos are you watching? It's the MSM. He doesn't need an MRI scan. He has dementia. The third is highly more likely. He has dementia. I think you've got dementia, mate. You're watching a video of someone saying he needs a scan of dementia. He wouldn't be where he is with dementia. Dementia. I think he knows what day it is and what's going on. That is the most stupidest thing I've heard. You're watching a video of somebody saying he needs an MRI scan and he's got dementia. Let's go to Joe Biden. I don't really think I see Trump saying anything that he forgets, like this person seems to think I forget. Watch this. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Let's look at this lovely video of Biden, who's clearly not got dementia. Let's talk about him. Not Trump, Biden.
By the way, this is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, you switched on me. This is my wife, this is my sister. They switched on me. By the way, this is my...
His wife and his sister switched on him that was stood right next to him because he didn't remember who was who. He called his daughter his wife and his wife his daughter. Wow, we all know about Joe Biden. So for someone to come at me about Trump saying, you've watched a video about whose video? Yeah, sleepy Joe Biden with no energy at all. I'd like them to scan around the room that they're in. So that was ridiculous to say. That was a ridiculous thing to say. So there's that been pulled out. Either that's not here or there. Anyway, we will pull out. He will pull out of his own accord. He's not going to pull out. He's going to win 2020. 4 more years, mate. I bet you any money. 4 more years. 4 more years. Watch what happens. Oh, then it says, I think it's meant to say, and as for Venus, right, I was talking about Venus, the star, the other day, wasn't I? So this person goes to me, as for Venus, it's not a star, it's a planet. And question, what do you not know? What do you not do in a Mercury retrograde? I'm not really bothered. I've talked about what you don't do when you're trying to resist something. So if anyone doesn't know about retrogrades, because this is all this person talks about. Now I'm going to go and just go over, I mean, we know what Google is, but we'll just go over to some retrograde chat just to show you. I'll just read out some stuff just in case you don't know. And then I'll go back into what he said and we'll have a think about that. Right, this made me laugh anyway. Mercury's retrograde this year, by the way, will start again on February the... Can you guess what number, folks? Yeah, he's got it in the bag, of course, yes. Can you guess what number? February the... Go on, it's no coincidence. Can anyone guess what number? No, nearly. Yeah, the planet's going backwards, but listen to this. This person thinks I don't know, but this person thinks he told me everything they know they don't. Oh, yeah. The 17th. Well, I had to laugh, right? I just have to read it out because it will match up to what he's saying and what I'm going to come out with. Planets don't go backwards. Well, they say planets go backwards, but then I read this, so funny that you just said that. Right, I'm just reading a bit out just to sort of say. Right, due to the way our planet's orbit interacts with the orbits of the other planets, they might sometimes appear to be travelling backwards through the sky. But, I'm going through the night sky with the respect to the zodiac. This, in fact, is an illusion, which we call apparent retrograde motion. There you go. 3 times a year, it appears as if Mercury is travelling backwards. We refer to these periods as times when Mercury is in retrograde motion, or simply, it's like when it's retracting. Mercury retrograde. Hang on a minute. Retrograde emotion was simply retrograde. These times in particular were traditionally associated with confusions, delay and frustration. Think emails, blunders and frazzled travel planes. Now listen carefully because I'm going to say something to what he said to me. However, this is an excellent time to reflect on the past. Pardon? Reflect on the past. So this person thinks I know nothing. But I don't talk about retrogrades as saying the name retrograde. I've just always said, if you know me in chat, we've got to reflect on the past. We can look at the past. The past could be yesterday, 3 weeks ago, 10 years ago, and reflect on it and think, what am I learning? What happened then that I don't want to bring forth? That's what happened then, and it kept happening. So to stop it from keep happening and that energy recycling in that happened, look at what has happened and maybe change something. Don't do what you did before. I've always talked about that. If you agree with me, put a 1 because that's what I've always said. I don't have to use the word retrograde to know. Just because this person isn't hearing me hear retrograde, they think I'm all, oh, she's not spiritual. In the past, it said that intuition is high during these periods. Wow. Do you know about Pisces and intuition? So I had to laugh at that, because it'll make sense in a minute. So, also says, it's supposed to rule like communication, travel, contracts, automobiles and such. So, listen carefully. So when Mercury is retrograde, remain flexible. Now, I've always been flexible. I'm a fish. They go both ways. They can either go that way, they can change their mind and go that way, because that'll come up in the chat as well. Allow extra time for travel, avoid signing contracts. Now, remember that. It says avoid signing contracts because this is where this person's got it all wrong. Something about decisions. You can't review projects and plans. That's what I said before. If you're feeling in a shitty mood, review your projects. Don't do it that day. If you think, you're not in the mood, you haven't got the full energy to really go at it with passion of that thing, for example. Planes at the times, but wait, and Mercury is direct again when it's direct again, full of energy, to make a final decision. You can't stop your life, but plan ahead. You can plan ahead from the energies before. Have backup plans and be prepared for angrier people in miscommunication. Funny that. Some people blame Mercury retrograde for bad things that happen. No, you shouldn't, in their lives. This is a good time to sit back and review, but put your energy in your life. Yeah. For example, if family and faith are important to you, are you putting your energies there? Energy goes with what you're focusing on. That's where it flows. And that's one of the cards I pulled out this morning with my intuition and my higher self. So I will read them out in a minute. But just keep remembering that, because it does go into what I'm going to say in a minute. And then there was a funny thing about Was there a bit about Pisces? Because it went into a bit about Pisces, which is what I am, and it said like the year that we've been in Pisces for a very long time on the astrological clock. Can't say it, and it does mean deception, confusion, things of corporations, which is what's been going on in that energy. Then we're in Aquarius, which is thinning of the veil, age of Aquarius. But it also says that Pisces are very spiritual and very intuitive. I go through things off intuitiveness, not always what people are telling me. Hi, Pavel. So, remember what I've just said about signing contracts, and let's go back to what this person commented. This person obviously doesn't do the homework. So, I'm going to read it right through and then I'm going to go back. So, it did say, I'm going to read it from the beginning and then go back in. Yeah, we do know everything, but before it happens, Trump's astrological chart, I can never say it, predicted his impeachment and his acquittal and the end of the race for the White House due to the ill health. 2 of these predictions have come to fruition, and now with a new video emerging stating he needs an MRI scan, he has dementia, that the 3rd is highly more likely. Okay. He will pull out of his own with his own accord. Yeah, right. Oh, okay. Watch what happens. And for Venus is not a star, it is a planet. Question, what do you not do in a Mercury retrograde? Then he's put, you don't sign contracts, move or start a relationship. Who has? And what's that got to do with anything? And then he puts, what has Trump just signed? Listen to this. I'm going to go back into it in a minute. What has Trump done? Signed a peace agreement with the Taliban. Namaste Trump. Taking the mick because I said Namaste Trump the other day. I think not. No more spiritual than fleeing the air, including you, Dolly. You are a fake spiritualist. You're too triggered. A Trump spiritually person would not get triggered like you. Let's go there. Let's go there, Mr. Taylor. Right, so you said, I don't know if anyone got this in this chat. Let's go in there. You don't sign a contract. He's put, what has Trump done? Signed a peace agreement with the Taliban. Namaste Trump. Namaste. When I did Namaste Trump the other day, Namaste is India. He didn't sign a peace contract with the Taliban in India, Namaste, because that's where he was with the Namaste thing I was talking about. They're not the Taliban. The Taliban are Afghanistan's. The Taliban's part of ISIS. And he did that a bit ago. And that was already told a while back about that. So wherever he signed that contract, we all knew about that anyway. The India thing was nothing to do with signing a contract on peace with the Taliban. It was to do with deals, trading deals. So you're a little bit wrong there. And if you're in good energy and you can go with the flow and you know how to work with it, you're going to do it at the right time. So, like, what's all that about? Namaste is the video I did the other day about India. He was in India doing trade deals. So that to me was a load of codswallop. The next comment was, she is too locked into politics than the spiritual. I'm not into politics. It looks like I'm into politics because I talk about Trump. It's nothing to do with politics. On the outside, it might look like it. A lot of us know it's nothing to do with it. And if you're really not knowing what's going on with the kids and you wouldn't stand up in your light to talk out, I don't know where you're at. I really, really don't know where you're at. It's all about the children, and that is being serious. If she were, she would automatically trigger to release. You never sign contracts. This person just goes on about retrogrades all the time. So if you're too up in the stars all the time, you're not in balance with yourself, you're not grounded. You need to be grounded. We're part of both. So she's getting a board out. She's getting a board out. Are you ready? Right. This is how I see it, personally. Don't know what you lot think, but let's have a look. Right. So, if this person doesn't like me, they shouldn't be watching, basically. So, here's us, right? Here's us. Yeah. Human. This is our physical body. We'll call this one our physical body. And if you draw, say, well, let me do one up here and I'll show you. Say you do a little version of, a bit like the what's that? I don't know what that thing is where it's that the circle in the square. I sort of see as they trapped us in a square because this is always circling, but I'm just saying. But if you let's take this away. We don't need to be trapped in no control system. So if you look at the humanoid sort of physical, head, arms, legs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's connect these. I'll just put a dot. Let's sort of connect them. So, oh look, it looks like a star. Then we'll circle it, our spiritual self, our energy, our Taurus field. Does it remind you of anything? Because it reminds me of this. And this circle's in the sky, this geometric shape as well. Just saying, that's how I see it. So anyway, this is our physical body, yeah? Let me get another pen. This is how I personally see it. Might not be how other people see it, and that's fine. We also have our spiritual light body, etheric self, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Here. Oh, I'll just do it outside. Now, this physical self, the little pink one in the middle, I think it's coming across as red. Oh my God, I've done red and blue and I didn't even realise. Male and female, the electrical and the negative and the positive. I'd say physical's a bit positive, isn't it? Yeah, auras, etheric body. But I'm classing this as the pink in the middle, it looks a bit red, is the physical self. The blue on the outside is the spiritual self. So, if I can get this into camera, I'll just move over here. So, you won't see me a minute. So, the physical self, the physical body, our physical body can touch, smell, taste, the physical things, the physical senses we have, right? We have, is it 5? Just go with me here. I know this is earth, air, fire and water and spirit, but if you think about it, we have, is it 5 physical senses? But we have a 6, remember the 6th sense? So we can touch, smell, all that we do with this physical body. Touch, taste, smell, listen, all that going on. Hang on a minute. So we have all that, yeah? But we're missing the sixth sense. They try to put it out in the movies as all scary. I mean, yeah, it is if you don't know. The 6th sense. So the 6th sense is our spiritual body, whatever you want to call that, etheric, whatever. This is the missing. This is like the ether, the spiritual. The spiritual. I sort of see that as on the star. On here it is earth, air, fire, and water, and spirit. This is the body, our body, that can go off in the pineal gland. That uses that goes out in the astral. When people go on astral. Traveling, or you're sensing these energies coming in through your, this is how I see it, through your spiritual self, higher self, etheric body, light body, whatever you want to call it. This one senses all the unphysical things. We are both together, but they tried to split this away from us, if anyone gets what I'm saying. They try to split the physical from us, but it can't be, because it's always been there. It can't be. It's from the divine. It can't be separated. They just distract us. That's all they do. Distract us to disconnect you from source, whatever you want to call it. It has many different names. God, source, whatever you want to call it. It's basically all the same thing. So when people are telling me I'm not spiritual, I'm sorry, you're wrong. I have always been. I grew up with nature, in the army, always connected to things, always knew there was something there, always been into fairies and stuff like that. Hence why my name's Dolly Daydream. It's a nickname. So I'm not pretending to be something I'm not. I have put intentions out there. I do put intentions out there. I do talk to the universe. So for someone to tell me I'm not spiritual and I only talk the talk and don't walk the walk, who are you? People have seen my drawings, my when I meditate, when I have dreams, and I write them down because I'm connected. I'm connected through my artwork. That person should know that because that's the only reason we were talking was because we were both into art and this person liked to talk about the planets. As soon as I didn't want to know, this person disappeared, never came in chat anymore, and that was that until now. So for someone to say to me, I am not spiritual because I get triggered or I'm into politics, which I'm not, we all know there's something behind it. It's like, what? Do you really think there was... Right, if you're into angels, I'll put this one out there. I see us as ether creatures. Yeah, that's beautiful. As we are connected to the medium and can communicate through... Yes, 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 it's electric. Therefore, my mind, electrical energy, God. Yeah, exactly. But we all get mixed up in very different words. So because someone might be into something and say they watch a channel where they call source God or they call source this, everyone starts arguing. And it's like, oh my God, it's the same thing. You know, Nikola Tesla knew about it. The Vril Society knew about it. But like Anya said on her lovely channel, because she's going through the Vril energy. If you don't know what Vril is, go over. I've talked about Vril before. But people get triggered and go, oh, it was to do with Hitler. Oh, it was to do with Hitler. No, it wasn't to do with Hitler. Hitler was apparently supposed to be in connection with Maria Orchid for the Vril Society. Hair as antennae. I've talked about it before a few years ago because they wanted the knowledge. They weren't connected. They wanted the knowledge offer about the ether and the knowledge and the consciousness you can tap into, the quantum field, whatever it is you want to call it. Many different names for it, all the same. So, you know, it's like I just want to put my glasses on. It's like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Thank you, Candy Cane. Dolly says it how it is. I just say it how it is to me. And I know a lot of people resonate. I'm not going to come going, don't get me wrong, and this isn't taking the mick. There's people who do this, and there's a lot of people that I love that have been to certain places, that have gone trekking here and trekking there. We don't all need to do it. We just need to get it right in our heads of what we think it is. I just put it out the way I understand it. People get it, they get it. People don't, they don't. But I'm not going to be coming on going, you know, well, in the, I wouldn't even know how to speak. Start doing it critical, like not critical, sorry, coded, maybe it does sound coded sometimes, but coded words where no one understands what the frig I'm talking about. I'm trying to be real with the way I put it across. I'm not going to come on talking all intellectual and being like, well, the astronomy of the sign of the blah, 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 of the 44 degrees in the house of the... Don't get me wrong, there's people who know about that. But not how I see it is I don't need to do that. There's people that do that and they're great and people understand that and I understand some of it, but we're not all like that. So we have to have truth-in communities out there that put things out the way people understand it. So you've got me who does it the way I do it, and there'll be a lot of people in chat who just understand the way I do it because you understand the way I talk. You've got people who are very intellectual and they're waffling on with their stuff and big long words. And the people who love all that will understand their way of saying it because we're all from one, but we all learn individually different ways. Some people are visual learners. Now, I know this because it's obvious, but I've been on some courses lately and that's what they go through now. If you're a visual learner, I can't remember what learners you are, but you all learn differently. So, yeah, I'll never change who I am. Never, Rachel. Thank you very much. But I know there's people who learn like me and they just want to be said, I don't know, the way I say it. I ain't going to start coming on being all like, wow, 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 because it wouldn't be me, you know? And even if I do get triggered now and again, and even if I do this now and again, it's me. Why am I going to change me? At the end of the day, as I've said many times before, I do what I do. Hi, Dave, because I believe I have a resonation that people like. I have an energy. It's all about energy. If it's lifting you up and making you feel better, lighter in energy, happier, even if you're laughing at me at the end of the day, that's the frequency. It's an energy. That's what it's all about. So, yeah, I'm not false, Dave. I'm not false at all. And if people think you're not spiritual because you get triggered, like this person might be going, oh my God, she's got triggered. And I've got 31 and 13. I was like the other way, 31 and 13. That's bull crap. I know there's a lot of people out there in spiritual communities. Like I said at the beginning, they got into the new age as well and are trying to tell people that all they have got to do is sit there and not worry about it. No. Yes, I do believe in meditating. Yes, I do believe we are pumping the energy back, but there's bits of it as well that have to be done in the physical because we are part of the physical realm and we're also part of the spiritual realm. Both are coming together, both need to be in balance. It can't work not in balance with both sides. So to me, someone coming at me like that and saying that's absolutely ridiculous. If you're too off with the fairies, and I am with the fairies, but if you're too off with them, you're not grounded. You've got to be balanced in both realms. We are going to be residing here. We're not going off planet, not off the realm, or what. And I will say all words, so it's not triggering everyone. Off wherever you think we live. If we do, brilliant. But I don't see that. I see it as a consciousness here, that the consciousness has to come into people for going back to love, using these energies in a loving way. Yeah, Jesus turned tables, symbolic kind of. Yeah. We're bringing that energy, and that's what it's about. It's about consciousness. It's about bringing that consciousness. And are you conscious of what's going on? Not just in the spiritual, but in the physical. They've both got to be in balance. As on earth, so in heaven. As below, so below. As within, so without. The energies above have got to be in balance with the energies below. If they're not, everything goes to shit, which it has been doing. The energies within inside you have to be balanced on the outside. That's why we're seeing a lot of stuff being purged in the physical, triggering a lot of stuff out so we can get rid of it all, purge it all. So when this starts calming down, because we're in the eye of the storm, don't forget, then it all starts balancing out. So when you are calm and you've got rid of these energies, blocks, you will see it more calm outside. I can't see all this frigging thing, like lots of the stuff they say on MSM, as we know, because we know what they are going on. But it is about detaching and getting rid of and letting go of old things, which I've been saying for ages, but this person thinks that they've been telling me. This person hasn't told me nothing. This person came to me, to my channel ages ago. Hi, Karen B. Because they saw what I was saying and then doesn't like it. So I'll just go back through the chat again, through the comments. So let's see what this person also said. So they're going on about Trump signing a peace deal with the Taliban, which he was saying Namaste, which means India, and India is not the Taliban, it's Afghanistan. Then they said, called you out, please. Called you out. They've called me out. For what? Dolly, explain this if you can. But yeah, talking to the person who commented below. This is what makes me laugh. Who says this to someone? I hear what you're saying though. Even I told her it was to do with the astrology and planets. I've been talking about that. So that's nothing new to me. Nothing new under the sun. Just went right over her head. He thinks he told me, because don't forget I've talked to this person in real life. He told me about planets. I already know about it. You didn't tell me anything. You're really obsessed with retrograde. Obsessed with it. Just went right over her head. The plague was the great Saturn Pluto in the 1500s. Again, things are changing though, mate. The great Saturn, so whatever. Platinum in January this year. She is too into other bullshit and blind to realise the planet's controllers, not the other way around. Funny that, because when have I ever said that we control the planets? I never said that. I think the ones on Earth, these dark side, have been trying to control the energies. Of course they have. When have I ever said on air that we control the planets? I've never said that. I said the energies hit the same on Earth and the energies control us. And that's why a lot of people will go, was feeling a bit off today, feeling really weird. And everyone around the world's like, was feeling really off today. And then they go and check like the Schumann resonance because it all matches up. When have I ever said that? I haven't. So, mate, again, you've got it wrong. I've never said that. I've said the energies. We have 7 chakras in the sky, 7 chakras on Earth, 7 chakras in our body, so on and so on and so forth. It all matches up and it all interlinks. I've never said that. I've said the energies affects us, but it's how we transmute, transcend, or go around, or go with the flow. You can resist certain energies and it's just harder. It doesn't mean you can't do anything. It just means it's harder, or you go with the flow. So you're wrong. Yeah, and really though, all the energies only control us if we let them. Exactly, Karen B. And that's why I've said before, if we don't know about energies and what the energies of the planets are, like I've just said, you can go with it, but sometimes it might be harder. But it's we that controls energy because we have energy within us as well, and that's why the Luma Fati, the Luma Donkey, those in the occult hidden, there's good and bad, but the bad side, let's just put the label on it, they know, so they can either go against it or use something, do you know what I mean, transmute it, whatever within them. So yeah, to be honest, I haven't, and this is why this person doesn't, thinks they know me and knows nothing. And then he put, my advice to this person is, someone commented, and his advice to this person on my channel was, leave her channel and spend your good energy somewhere else, as this one a Pisces and two minds can't even remember details. Details on what? I'm a Pisces and I've got two minds. I swim either way. That means I can detach from certain things that don't suit me anymore. And at any moment, I can change my mind and swim the other way. If you are not going with the flow and ever changing and ever evolving, and you're just sat there in the same old shit, how are you going to evolve? You're going to stay stagnant. So back in your face, back at you. 13, I know the chakras above, up and up and up, but I'm just saying, that the seven tones of music, the seven, the seven heaven and all that. So that just makes me laugh, as in Pisces are very spiritual and they're very intuitive as well. And I use my intuition. I don't totally go off everybody's videos or what everybody's saying. And I'll show you the cards that fell out today as well. And then he said, as information is key and knowledge is power. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. She can't remember Jack Diddley Squat. Jack Diddley Squat about what? About planets and retrogrades. I don't follow that constantly. I talk about the energies. I don't actually need to go into the books and everything so deeply, because I don't have to. Because I've shouted out how loads of times, it's not that I know everything, but I do know its energy and how the energy works, and you've got to go with it or look at certain stuff. That's all I've ever talked about. So to that person, I don't need to do what you do. If you feel good by yourself going completely into it, because that's what you resonate with and that's what you love doing, and you're all into that, but you don't actually look at other things as well, being a little bit grounded as well, good for you. I never said I was an astrologer, so jog on. She can't remember diddly squat. It's funny because I can remember quite a lot, and I do remember quite a lot about what Q said a few years ago, and I do remember I've got a very good memory. I don't drink, I don't smoke, nothing. I don't do anything. I've got a very good memory, and I've got a very good memory about you when we were speaking on the phone a while back, last year or the year before, with trying to ask me for my JFK Jr. picture to send up to you in Scotland, so you could print it off onto mug, because I would have never sent it, my original. I felt a little bit like someone wanted to use them to show their artwork, and wasn't getting a good feeling, and that's why I left it in the end, because I didn't get a good feeling, and then never came in and commented again. Oh, did you diddly squat? Yeah, so there was a few things that went on there, but no. She can't remember diddly squat. And what use is it if you're dependent on leading a revolution? What? I'm not. What is it if you're dependent on leading a revolution? Leading a revolution. Yeah, there is one going, but I never said I was leading it, mate. There's many people out there doing better videos than me, but you're obviously not looking at what's going on, because for one, you're talking about Trump's got dementia. You're watching a video about someone saying he needs to go to an MIR scan for a dementia. Yeah, it looks like he's got dementia, doesn't he? Oh my God. And then it said, too much going on in this one's mind to be of any use. Okay. There's too much going on in my mind. That's because I question everything. And you should be questioning a lot. It's better than nothing going on, isn't it? And it's not what's going on in my mind, it's what's going on here. And that's how I feel it is through your heart. Yeah, Karen B, what it was, it's someone I spoke to on the phone. So because they were asking me questions, well, I thought I'll answer them then. Because I've spoke to this person. I don't know them properly and they don't know me. I've just spoke to them for a few weeks, and then I just didn't want to speak to this person anymore, and whatever. This was ages ago. They've only just chosen to comment now. And then they said, the reason why I brought it up, Karen, was this comment here. You will never hear a true spiritual person ranting and being triggered like Dolly does. Trust me, the internet is full of true light workers. Dolly just isn't one of them. I'm not a true light worker. Oh my God, that was the bit that made me laugh, and we'll go back to it again because I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. So just let me say that again, because this is my energy coming right back, and that person is, oh my God, the glasses are coming out. You ready? I am the news now. Are you ready? I'm a Democrat now. I'm a newsreader. Are you ready? Newsflash. You will never hear a true spiritual person ranting and being triggered like Dolly does. Trust me, the internet is full of true light workers. Dolly just isn't one of them. Oh my God. Oh my God. True light workers, eh? Wow. I never said I was a light worker. People have said I was a light worker. People have said you're a starseed. People said it when I first came on YouTube, and I had no clue about what anyone was talking about until last year. I'll give you my perception on a light work, starseeds, all these words that people throw around, yes, in the spiritual community. Oh my God, I am spiritual because I'm not disconnected and never was from the source. Never. My dad used to give us books on conversations with God, which is on this shelf actually. Let me just see if I can find it, stuff like that. If I can find it. Oh, conversations, where are you? Somewhere along here. Could be, or maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly going looking for it now, but on my bookshelf we've got Conversations with God, we've got Wayne Dyer, all sorts of different things, you know, when you were searching, even when we was younger. So, to me, I'm not a true light worker. To me, yeah, it is thrown around, this word, and yes, they do use it in the New Age spiritual movement, but there's a lot of deception going on there. We know that, but to me, if you want to use the word, let's look at the word light worker. Now, let me ask chat again. I don't know if I asked it before. What does light worker mean to you? What does the word light worker mean to you? And then I'll tell you what I see it as, just my perception. Well, he's into very retrogrades and all that, but then again, doesn't seem to know much. But I just think it's a jealousy thing, and I think it's just a thing of like, if you don't resonate, why are you watching? You know, at the end of the day. Who are you to say who I am? I know myself at the end of the day. Oh, bye, Martin. Thanks for coming in. Right. You can put in live chat what you think a light worker is. To me, a light worker, yeah, that guy who always talk, yeah, is, if you think of the light, I think of truth. So, and I think of energy, because energy is light, blah, 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 blah. So, to me, a light worker, yeah, the bringer of the light energy. Thank you, Miss Chime. It's totally on the same page, we're resonating. It's the light, it's energy, it's truth. So we're not saying we're putting it all out. It's very hard to get round all the truth, because there's many things being put out there in our path to trip us up, to get us looking, you know, hopefully we'll go down one path and then be like, oh, yeah, that was a bit of bull crap, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, let's go that way. We're all trying to work through this world of deceit of what they've tried to put in. It's a beautiful place, but they have tried to deceive us. So to me, a light worker is someone that's trying to bring the light, which is the truth, shining the light on the lies and the bull crap, trying. I'm not saying we've got everything right. A light worker to me is someone who works with energy. I personally can say I work with energy because I believe I bring an energy to the chat. I have a beautiful people in chat. You're all beautiful. I believe I'm lifting people's energy. So that's energy working. It doesn't have to be, oh, look at these coming out of my hands. I'm there with you've got to lie down and I'm bringing it. But there's people who do that. Yes, there is. But I'm just bringing my energy and my frequency and vibration right to you right now. It works through tech as well. Tech was in alignment together with science, spirituality and technology all together as one. But it got brought down because people got greedy. Gleam got the best orbs. Yeah, and orbs, that's energy. Everyone's seen it on my channel. You've seen it when it's dark, when I'm on my computer, because it has a better light on it. You've seen them come in on live chats. You've seen me videoing them. Yes, they do communicate. So to someone to say that, it's like, okay, depends what your perception of a light worker is. Yes, it's a label, and yes, it's a word. I don't have to say it, because we all do that. It's just some choose to not, because they're so deeply into the material, they don't want to look at the supernatural. Supernatural. Got to be scared of the supernatural. Well, it's super, but it's natural. Yeah, supernatural. I was talking about the book I've got off Joe Dispenza, Supernatural Healing Yourself, and everyone goes, oh, it's supernatural. It's like evil. It's like the devil. Yeah, who puts that out? The films and mainstream media are supernatural films and series. They're all evil. It's talking about energy and stuff, and entities and energies that reside off people. Yeah, spirit world. It's a spirit realm. You're supernatural. You're natural and you're super. It's not all these superheroes. You are the hero. So, yeah. Don't know what everyone thinks there. There are different kinds of light workers. Everyone has. Yeah, and do you know what I was saying, Karen? That's what I was saying at the beginning. There are different kinds of light workers. Everyone has a special talent. I believe that as well. Some people have different talents of different like healing or energies or the way they put stuff across. So I said to Tapper today, right, if you believe in angels, if you do or you don't, it doesn't really matter. But now I've got a book of tarot cards over there on angel orbs, colours, energy, yeah? So see it like, I can't remember the names, but let's say you've got like Archangel, Raphael, whoever. Now, each energy of that angel, let's say, a different colour could mean a different thing. One would be more like nurturing and loving and a protector of like the loving way, but you're going to have some that are warriors. A lot of us are light warriors, I'd say. We're not afraid of speaking out. We're not in fear. The fighting ones. And I will read chat in a minute. I said to Tapper today, just imagine you were a different being on a different realm, but your realm was very love and light, and you didn't really fight because your race is not a fighting race. But something came in. Yeah, something came in. This is just me putting it out there in a different way. Something came in that wanted to destroy your world, destroy it to no return. You're going to sit there and go, yeah, all right then. We're not a race of warring, because we're not really a race of warring. We've been told we are. We've been programmed off social media to get people going against each other. Race, religion and gender, fact. Are you going to sit there and go, yeah, all right then. We're normally, an angel race of, calm, loving. But it's all right. Come and take over our realm and we'll all die off and that's fine. No, you're going to go, right, we don't normally do this, but we're going to put our armour of God on, whatever you want to call it, our armour on, and we're going to go into battle. Because, we'll leave some here that are doing all the good stuff, but we're going to go into battle. We're going to help because it affects every other realm, dimension. We're multi-dimensional beings. It affects every realm and stuff. And then you've got the word, I'll go back up in chat in a minute. You've got the word starseed. What do you think a starseed is? It's all the same thing to me, but how would you see that as starseed? I'm just going to go back to some chat. Catholic Church has imprisoned spirituality, and that is why we have so many unsettled souls. Yes, we do. And Anya talks about that on her channel, about souls that have got trapped here and they're confused. If you were confused now and then you passed over and you didn't know where you were supposed to go and what you're doing, you get souls that are trapped here that are angry. The energy is angry because they didn't know. We didn't know. That's why we get angry in the physical. You can be angry in the spiritual and angry in the physical because we've all been deceived, and that's a fact. Gravity, supernatural dark matter, supernatural dark energy, supernatural many worlds theory, supernatural all have foundation in the Kabbalah. Yes, they do, and people get freaked out about the Kabbalah because they think it's something evil and it's not. And if you watch the secret society thing called ARES, ARES, shows you the dark matter at the end. It's a woman who comes back and goes after the Lumafati. It was quite good, actually. It was a bit weird, but it was quite good. There's two sides to the occult. Yeah, no, the Kabbalah's not the Cabal. That's what people get confused about. The Kabbalah, the deep state, the freak state, the that side. That's not the Kabbalah. People get mixed up with that. But don't forget, mainstream media will put you in fear of the Kabbalah. This, that, and the other. The true meaning of it, not what got in there and then twisted it and then made it into something else. Because I do believe way back, the Freemasons, they weren't all bad. And 33 is just a master number. So, oh my God, don't salute the Queen. Don't salute our Queen. Jesus. Oh, ooh. I'm liking this better than Arwen's early bird show. Don't tell. Oh, but I'm so strong. I don't know. You know what I mean? I just say it as I see it. My 5-year-old nephew said stars are all who have been here before. I've said that before. I always thought stars were like souls that are trying to communicate, because lately that Venus, I mean, if you, it just twinkles at you, like, you know, like they're communicating the waters above. But that is cute, critical. That's cute. Kids say it as it is. You know, they know before they forget, before they fall asleep, before they get the programming done on them. We're the kings and queens. If you're in a relationship, you're the queen and they're the king. But I'm talking about monarchy. No, control. Don't like them. Not into them. We know who they are. We've got Jane of Torquay here, Jennifer M. Justice. Is it Gleam? Sorry, I've got a few new people in that I've sort of not seen before. Yeah, kids are very intuitive, and that's why I always say you go back to being childlike. You've got to remember how to be joyful, how to be in wonderment. Like when the orbs come in, I'm like, wow. That's normally when they come in. I'm like, wow. You're waving. Wow, like in wonderment. Kids are in their imagination. That is our spirit side as well. That is our other side of us. We have two sides. Like I said before, if you've just come in, hi Laura, if you've just come in, we have the physical self and the spiritual self. These two sides are, I could draw it another way actually. Let me see if I can draw it another way. I could also draw it like this. Hang on a minute. Let me see. I'll do a drawing for you. Let me see. You know it's going to be a woman, but see, this face is, we could have two sides of our face. So maybe like, I don't know which side it's coming out, but whatever. Like, so this side, you've got your physical self and your spiritual self. You've got the day and the night. People go on about astral traveling at night. You've got your spiritual side. You've got the right and the left side of the brain. I can't remember which one it is, female, male, negative, positive. You've got a lot of the brain. A lot of the brain we don't use a percentage of, but it is actually connected to the heart. And this is where I say the biggest thing is that you feel. You don't have to think, you feel. But it's like we have a split. It's like we have a split personality. And that's why I believe we talk about twin flames is, have you got your physical self connected in and connected with your spiritual self? Did anyone get what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm still live. You know what I mean? I just felt it was someone had made a comment and I thought it'd make a good show. So we have our physical self rooted. Are we rooted? Are we grounded? But we also have our spiritual self. I know I can't explain it properly, but I know it'll resonate anyway. I don't even need to explain it properly. But it's like your twin flame. Like, people think you're meeting your twin flame. I think, yeah, maybe you could have that. I don't see it as that anymore. I used to, but I can go with the flow and change my mind at any point. It is, it's like looking for your twin self. The twin that they tried to split us from is the connection to source, is your spiritual self, is your your soul self, your aura, your whatever. They try to say that's not there, that is there. The higher self that we speak to. Oh, thank you, Sally. It's not. The thing is, I just talk of what I feel here, and I just let it come out. That's why I don't know. You don't normally see me with notes holding stuff, because even if I do, I can never read it back because I write it so fast. 17 thumbs up, and there's 34 in chat, which is 4, 5, 6, and 6 could be man and 9 could be woman, and you can perceive it from any different angles. 6 depending on which way you're looking at it. Now it's gone to 18. Yeah, pure consciousness. Consciousness is everything. It's being conscious. And that even goes for people who, when I've said, you can't all be up in the spiritual, you've got to be grounded as well. So yes, we do have to be conscious and aware. It's all about being aware. Oh yeah, 4 and 3, 7. Yeah, 7. It's 3 and 5. Is of the things that are going on in the physical. So those things that people might say are politics, I'm well aware of it. It's nothing to do with politics. It's what lies behind it. Like I showed the Trump picture with the porthole behind on his military picture from years ago with the word porthole. And I'm not talking about shit portholes. I'm talking about energy portholes. Just saying, but that's how I work. I don't go off what I'm being told off newspapers. I've never gone off like I've said, if you know my backstory, which I could do again, I've always gone off legends and myths and the things that people say aren't real, but what people have got to understand is their myths and legends came from somewhere. They tried to tell you that it's only myth and legend. More the myths and legends are the truth than what people say are not factual. There's twists and turns in everything. So yes, you do have to be careful who you're listening to. But that's my answer to that person who wanted to comment that I actually have spoke to in real life. No, you didn't teach me anything about energies. I got talking to you through art and you were into your retrograde. That's all you've ever been, to retrograde. I've been talking about retrograde without even know I've been talking about retrograde, because I've been talking about looking in the past things and what you can look at, and I've been shouting that out for ages. So no, you didn't. Just want to put that out there. And I'll probably block you anyway. And people get triggered about that. Someone got triggered about that the other day about blocking, and I'm like, look, another person who mentioned that is they started going on about my art stuff, saying nobody buys it. How would you know? They do. I can block who I want when they're constantly coming back saying khaki things, because you do have to have a barrier up with certain people, and it's not the person, it's the energy somebody holds. And I've noticed when I've said no to people, and this was another person, they just disappear and then go all funny and then come back with certain comments because they don't like it. And that's what I will say about it. If you're spiritual, I have said this before, it does not mean, hi anyone in chat, it does not mean, would you say the same for the Bible? What about the Bible? It does not mean that you let people walk all over you. You are not a doormat because people think you're soft because you're spiritual. That's an absolute lie, and it's an absolute joke. I don't think really if Jesus was walking around this world, because I see him as an energy form, and if he was in the physical, he was a truth bearer, and they didn't want him bringing truth out like what's going on now. He would have not just, they said he flipped a table. Do you think he would have just let people walk all over him and take boundaries? He might have done it in a different way, but no. Concerning myths and legends, I'm not religious, I'm not into the Bible, but yes, there is truth in the Bible, but they have twisted it. So what people, and it's how people translate the Bible. A lot of it's a star. To me, personally, it's a star map. It's a map of yourself. It's about be good to others. But that's also doesn't mean that you're going to take it off someone where they're just going to walk all over you. Be good to thy neighbour. Don't do to others. You don't do to others that you won't do to yourself. You still have to be strong in yourself. You can't let people walk all over you and take your energy. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if you do, you're going to be left with nothing, and that's what they want. So to me, that's a load of codswallop. I've done it in the past. So that thing when you look about your past, you look back in your past now, you will see patterns and things, and then you become stronger. That's why a lot of people wake up out of trauma, because they've realized what they've been doing and they've chose to be, sorry to say, what's the word? They've chose to be, some negative people, they do see kindness as a weakness, but it's not. But they do go after people who shine the light, who are kind, because they know that people will, you can let your guard down sometime and let people keep taking until you wake up. But some people want to act like a victim. And the more you keep acting like a victim, the more that person will take in. What society are doing right now, if you can't see it, is they're trying to make the world narcissistic. And somebody, you definitely wake up from trauma. I did. Everyone does it in a different way. It doesn't have to be the same. Someone commented the other day and said, could you do a chat on the movement? I think I said it before, the movement about men going against women now, because we've had the whole movement against feminazis. I call them feminazis because they're not feminists. They've gone right over. It's not in balance. Don't get me wrong, people think they're doing it for the right reasons, but they're not, because there's an agenda behind it, and people who've been running it like Soros and so on. Now there's another one out about men hating women. Now, what a lot of men don't like is, sorry, not to anyone in chat, but these people who comment sometimes, and experiences I've had, is they think that when women are talking about something, especially if it's something they know or didn't know or are finding out, they don't like it, because apparently women are supposed to be tied to the kitchen sink and they're not supposed to be talking about anything. The woman has been suppressed, fact. The energy of the divine feminine has been suppressed, fact, because it's been a very man-made world, fact. Now the loving and the nurturing needs to come back. But it doesn't mean that women are all, they wanted us to be like that. You must be quiet and you must be this and loving and nurturing. Yeah, we're warriors as well. And we're rising up against that negative energy. Not to be over the men, to be in balance. That's what it's about. So when they've had women trying to be over men, it's out of balance. And now they're trying to do the men thing over the women. It's out of balance. It's about merging together, working together as a team. Now, the whole thing with the men going against the women is all this, I'll find it for you. It's all to divide. It's all to divide. Exactly. Life would be crap without women, and vice versa. So, as in the queue, you don't always have to be into queue, but it was always said, it makes sense. They've tried to divide people through race, religion, and gender. Men against women, dividing. I mean, what's going to go on there? Not going to be reproducing, are we? And so on and so on. It's all to divide, to get you looking in the real places of the bigger picture with what is actually going on. To pain and traumas, fetal position. Yeah. So let me just find. Oh, what's that movement called? The movement against... I don't even know what it's called, because I don't look into it, but you just know what it is. Movement against women? I don't know. The 2020 year of balance, or to be balanced. Exactly, Miss Chime. That's what it's all about. That's why there's a lot of purging going on and stuff. Right, it's called Men Are Going Their Own Way. Well, good luck with that, because you ain't going to be reproducing nothing, are you? I'd love to make a Japanese geisha one. Oh, you never know. Oh, talking about, I'll show you something in a minute. So, men are going their own way. The movement proclaims itself to be associated with the alt-right. There we go. But it's always that, innit? Oh, I can't find the right one. Anyway, there it is. Men's right movement. Going against women. Like, they don't want to get married. They don't want to be around women anymore. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. I basically just say it's just a movement to separate the two sides that should be working together. It's called the MGTOW movement. Oh my God, it's a laugh. Probably against the women that were protesting against the men, and then the men are protesting against the women. But I'm not going to look too much into it, because all it basically is I don't watch stuff like that, is the dividing of male and females, as in Men and women, you know, men and women, basically, because it's just a divide. Because we're not going to be reproducing if no one's going to be together, are they? And then they want to bring the whole transgender thing in and mess everyone up there. And I'm not saying that's not right with people who think that. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying the agenda behind it. It's all to divide. I mean, if you're getting men and women kicking off of each other constantly and putting all this crap on TV of what they're saying is happening when that's not what's happening, it's all to divide and bring the family down. Because if the family are down, you know, there's no man in the house, none of this going on. They're going after the kids. They're going after the kids all the time. It's constantly going after the kids for the next generation. Everything to do with this movement, politics and everything, and people know I'm a Trump supporter, it's nothing to do with politics. That man came in because they stepped over the line with the children. Not the children of the UK, not the children of America, the world's children. Child trafficking, satanic ritual, adrenochrome. Children to them is massive money, and that's what everyone's going on about. So when you hear people like, say, in the UK, Brian Harvey, because he was a celebrity, he saw things that were going on. It's everywhere going on. So when people say to me she's too into politics, it's nothing to do with politics. You think it's to do with politics because that's all you see. You haven't looked behind the veil. You haven't looked behind what's really going on. And why these people, why the mainstream mafia media go against this guy, because he knows. And he's bringing it all out, purging it for the MSM for what they are, especially with the virus that's going on at the minute, and this, that, and the other, and the distraction that's going on because of what they're trying to do, because of what's going to come out, and why Hillary will probably end up ill soon because she's got to go and swear an oath, hasn't she? Because she didn't do it before. Why? Emails from where to who? China? Who got those emails? Seth Rich? Who is Seth Rich? Was he murdered? Yeah. They stated it was a robbery, MS-13, and then they were murdered. Why? Why does Julian Assange need to get to America? But the UK will shout out, no, don't indict him. Oh no, we do need to indict him because he knows about the emails. What emails? What was in the emails? Yeah, we're watching you, Hillary. She'll be saying she's ill. Or lawyers will be saying she's too ill to testify. She's too ill to... Yeah, because we know what's going on. See, MSM are not waking up to the fact that the people of the world know what's going on behind the veil. So this is why I was saying, yes, you do have to be pumping out certain energies for the collective consciousness, for the spiritual side of things. But you also need to be connected and grounded in the physical. We are parts of both places. We reside in both realms, let's say, if you want to put a word out there. We are the bridge between two, well, not even two worlds, a few dimensions going on in it. But if you're not connecting to your higher self, your spiritual self, all those words mean the same thing. That's where people get mixed up in it all. You need to start disconnecting your programming. You can look, that's why I say I don't look at everything. I'm trusting the plan. I can see what's going on because I've researched all that stuff from Q. Q was a wake-up tool to get you questioning everything and researching your goddamn self. When you do, you can see how that side work. You can see the symbols they're putting out, the words they're putting out, the lettering, the symbols, so on and so on. We've got symbols as well. They were our symbols anyway, they just use them to communicate. So when you see all that, that's why I can watch films now and see it all and twist it back round. I don't get in fear of watching them for subliminal messaging. It was before when you were asleep and you didn't know. And you get into that thinking, oh yeah, that's what's going to happen. Oh yeah, it said that and that didn't know. So yeah, money and power control has been by, yeah, money, power and control. Money really is more like an energy exchange, but they're greedy on it. But it's all been about control of energy. Whose energy? Our energy. And the energy all around. As above, so below. Earthly energy, cosmos energy, whatever you want to call it. It's all energy. Everything is energy. Your energy, I'm energy. Everything's energy. This pen's energy. Everything's energy. Everything's energy. Bye, Rachel. Yeah, Andrew who? Do you mean Prince Andrew? Yeah. So, yeah, from JFK Jr. to 9/11, everything is a rich, but well, yeah, but it's all coming in it, with the lovely old JFK Jr., what his dad started and what's still going on with the old my little drawing. So yeah, so to that person who probably thinks I'm triggered, it was good that you commented because I had to bring it up because that was just ridiculous. This person tried to tell me they've told me a lot of things in the past. They've told me this and it was them who told me that. No, you didn't tell me anything. I get very narky with people that try to tell me, like controlling, sound like a narcissist. You didn't tell me anything. You came over to my channel. Oh yeah, a rich man's trick. Yeah. You mean a document? Yeah. Well, there was one on YouTube. There was one on Netflix. I mean, we know what Netflix is, but I've seen a lot of good things on there lately. Especially this one with the Secret Society, the new one that's just come out. That was interesting because yeah, they all got taken out. But I think it was called American Dream, and I did have Trump in years ago when he was younger, but it showed you. And one of the biggest things he said in there was, "Would you run for president? No. Would you run for no? Would you run for? I don't know. Well, maybe if the time's right. If the time's right, because there's nobody I can see right now that's doing anything for America. Maybe when the time's right. Well, the time was right, wasn't it? It was right. Like I said, I got this book. That's an older book. Art of the Deal. He's not making wars, is he? Nah, don't really hear of ISIS now, do you? No, since he's been in. Many different pictures. Many different pictures. Some lovely pictures there, you know, because he's so racist, isn't he? Yeah, okay. Yeah, really. You know, and what people will say is, oh, this, that, and the other. Did you see this, that, and the other? It's like, oh my God. Oh, he was hanging around with Hillary Clinton, you know, he's got pictures. Of course he's got pictures near them people. Because like he said in the documentary, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. You need to know what they're up to, hence the plan. I've said this before. For example, for people that might be new, if you go to a party, I say this all the time, with your friend, they may have friends that you don't really get on with because you don't resonate with the energy that they're giving off, right? That's why if someone walks into a room, you go, oh, I felt their energy. Oh, yeah, they've got a really good vibe about them. It's an energy, it's a frequency, it's a vibration. So if you're at the party, you're going to be civil because obviously you're not going to be all like, you know, because it's someone's party and that person might be there that you're not really into. So you just sort of say hi, but you don't go and sit next to him. Do you know what I mean? And if that person you're not really vibing with has an after party, you're probably not really going to go there because you don't resonate with them. So you're not really going to go to their house because you're not into what they're into or whatever. That's what Trump did basically. Yes, he was around them people because he had money. So what? He worked hard. So what? A lot of people saying he didn't got it for his dad. Yes, he did. So you're going to be rubbing shoulders with certain people, you know, like Epstein and all that. But it doesn't mean you're best mates with them. It's just when me and you take a picture, you're there in the background, you're just being like, hi. I've had pictures with people that I don't really like, but, you know, it is what it is. They're doing what they're doing. He'd actually shouted Epstein out ages ago and got him. I think he went down for 18 months. I don't know what it was, but he went down for 18 months, whatever it was. So that to me is bullshit. When people come with me with that, oh, well, he did this, it's like, all right, so you've never been around people that you don't like and you've been caught in the background. That's all mainstream media do. That doesn't mean anything. He never went to the after parties. It's not the parties, it's the after parties that all the cack happens with the stuff that goes on. And he doesn't drink either because I can't remember if it was his brother or someone in his family, I can't remember, that died of alcoholism, I think, and they said don't ever drink it, will destroy your life. If you don't know what alcohol is, it's letting your guard down. You're letting like energy entities into you at the end of the day. That's why a lot of people say when you get dead drunk, it doesn't look like you look a bit like a demon because you're mad and all that brings your defenses down. I'm not talking about people just have a few drinks. I went out the other weekend for my birthday and I had 2 drinks and that was it. I mean people who drink a lot, alcoholics, people like that, you're letting you're basically sort of like letting a demon in. You're letting something that you're letting go of your control to something else that you're out of control when you're in it. So he doesn't drink. He looks after himself. He's far from getting dementia to what that person commented in my comment. I mean, that's absolute ridiculous. The man's full of energy for his age. Yeah, exactly, Mary. How old is he? 70, what is he, 74, 75 this year? And he doesn't drink coffee. There you go. It's the thing I'm trying to get off. BBC has to go. Yeah, the BBC does have to go, and I wouldn't even say it's just the BBC. I say it's all of it. All of it. And if we still have TV, this is how I see it for the future. We're still going to have the banking systems for now. We're still going to have. This is why people go, oh, well, the systems need to come down. They are coming down. It's just a case of putting real, proper people in that are for the people, not the people that weren't for the people. The people were for humanity, not for humanity. You want to talk about different sides of, I don't know, Freemasons. Well, let's say there was a good and there were a bad. Just let's say that. Starts going off then when I'm talking about that. Those that didn't want for humanity, they wanted for themselves. Yeah, we need to use herbs more. We definitely do. Herbal teas and stuff is, yeah, drink is demon. Yeah, spirit. Why is the spirit's called spirit that you drink? So just saying, banking systems will just get new people in. That's what they're doing. Lots of CEOs and people have been, for the past couple of years since Trump's got in, if you're not researching in the right places, have stepped down. Some have ended up dead. Some are resigning. CEO of Disney's resigned. Can't think why. They said it's the corona. No, it's not. It's because where kids are, paedophiles are, and that's what's been happening in Disney behind the scenes of trafficking kids through Disney to one of Epstein's island, because he didn't just have one. I think he had two. You want to look into that. So to me, people go, I can't see the banking system. It's not going to fall down, is it? Because that's not going to happen, is it, for the world? It'd be ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's the whole thing with the virus as well. I think they're trying to bring the economy down. It's not going to happen. They're just going to put the right people in, like the judges. The system, the criminal system, the what do you call it? The thingy system needs to be. That's why they got Kavanaugh in America. It'll follow suit over here. They've been putting the wrong people in prison and letting bad people out, or not even arresting people, like what's happened with Tommy again over here and certain things. They've been doing it all back to front. We know this. So when the right people are put in the justice system, because justice is coming, the right people will go to prison. Vice versa. When the right people are put in the banks that aren't just taking money and printing money off and all that they do, taking for all that stuff that I've been into before, it's just putting the right people that are in for people in the right places. So we could still have a sort of government, but not a government as we had before, because funnily enough, we still do need a government in a sense, because some people don't even know how to govern themselves because they've been too programmed. We need to deprogram from the programming and then reprogram back up and rewiring. Maybe then in the future, the system may become more holistic and stuff. But at the minute now, that ain't going to happen, is it? So I don't know why people can't understand that, understand it. Yeah, I can talk for Britain. I could do a full stint, 24 hours a day. Believe me. Yeah, the mainstream media will be leaving it. And if we have mainstream media, it's going to be full of real people who want to do real journalism, because a lot of people are stopped in that area because they're paid to do what they want them to do in their propaganda. We want real people, real journalism, like it used to be way back before it all came in, the bad side. We want beautiful stories, positivity and good stuff as well, but we want real journalism. We want well, and we want clean water, clean air, like Trump said, all over the world. There should be no reason why anyone's starving, can't have running water and energy, and energy's free anyway. It's free and it's forever going. Yeah, transparency, like Trump has always shouted out, we need transparency, because those people in before have not been transparent. And what you're going to see this year is the transparency of people that were in before in many different areas. You're going to see them for what they really are. It's like Harvey, what's his face, thingy Weinstein and all that. He's the tip of the iceberg. There's more going on with that. You're going to see celebrities that you're going to see a lot. You're going to see a lot. And if you are into Q, remember, go back to the beginning of the Q drops, because it's all happening now. It wasn't last year and the year before. It's happening now. And at the end of the day, like I said, that didn't just come in 3 years ago, nearly 4 years ago. That's been in the plan since probably the 1950s. We had to get all this together way back. We had to get all the right people all over the world in certain areas, like little spies, seeing what's going on in certain areas, to get all the evidence, because the evidence is massive. That's why there's so many thousands of indictments that could have had 100 people in one, for all we know, not just in America, worldwide. Wait till Julian drops his, yeah. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, there was another island called, I can't remember, this is where this person goes, oh, she can't remember. I can't remember. But that's why I say to people, do their own research yourself. I don't need to be doing it for people. But yes, he did have 2 islands. There is no way Prince Andrew hasn't just given up his filthy... No, he hasn't. He's going down anyway. That's why when you look at the news, what they do is they'll go on about the royals like they are now. Oh, Harry's this and they're doing that. It's all for distraction because there's other things going on behind the scenes that they're never probably going to tell the people about. But when you see all that going on, they've never been out of the news. They've been in the news more than they've ever been because there's stuff going on behind the scenes. But they don't want you to see that, so they'll put something else out to distract you, thinking it's something else when we all know there's something going on. Just like the Pope in the Vatican, apparently, oh, he had coronavirus. Oh, he's been a bit ill. Has he? Really? Yeah. I bet he'll be ill this year, be really ill this year. Ginsberg, where's Ginsberg? And these bad people always seem to have this black eye, don't they, on the left eye, is it? You know, they say that they're in this... Funny, because you've never seen Trump with a black eye, have you? We've had the Pope, Prince Philip, the Queen, I think. There's loads of them. I mean, what's the eye about? I know we have that dark side and that stuff going on people don't know about, but I mean, what is it? Do they get punched? Does an entity come out their eye? What is it with the eye? What do they do? Anybody know? Because that's where I'm like, well, what is it they do? We know they're not good. Yeah, the black eye, but what is it? Why? Is it like, have they had an entity pulled out of it? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. It could be anything. And people might think that's a bit whack, but when you realise reality is not what you were told it was, it's a bit like anything goes, you know? It's like, oh, But have you ever thought about that? Like, what is it? We always say they're all like from the Illuminati or whatever you want to say, but it's like, yeah, but what is that? Frankie, I just felt like coming on because this person commented, and like they said, they'll probably think I'm triggered. You're allowed to be triggered. At the end of the day, this person asked me a few questions, and I've spoke to them on the phone in real life, and I just think they're being absolutely ridiculous with some of the comments. It's an initiation test. Yeah, but is it? Because some of the, I mean, I know about the initiation, but some of them have been recent. So if the stuff's going on, if you know about how they're getting taken down, have to be do you know what I'm saying? How can it be initiation if they're being hunted now anyway? The hunters are being hunted. That's one of the messages. So or is it showing us which the one? I mean, we know they're bad anyway, but I don't have an appointment today. I'm not looking forward to it. It's on more step 2. Okay. Oh, you'll be fine. Oh yeah, they would have been initiated ages ago. Like if you see, I think it's spelled ARES on Netflix. It's about secret society. Their initiation. Oh god, they're so not nice. And one of them reminded me of Hillary, with a headband on when she was younger and a bob blonde hair with pearl earrings in, and that's what she sort of used to look like. And Tapper's just put in the Queen sports a bloodshot eye in the polo match. Yeah. And it shows you their initiations. We know theirs aren't good, you know, satanical, but I'm wondering what all that is about. Because some of them have been recent or last year, the year before, so I'm thinking, intriguing. So, but like I said, I only commented on them comments because at the end of the day, the one that made me laugh was the spiritual one. I'm not a light worker, never said I was. But somebody talking the truth or saying the spiritual does not mean that they can't get triggered, does not mean that they can't comment on stuff, does not mean that they're going to shout out, because at the end of the day, we're only human as well. We're both. So like I've said, to think that you'll only be sitting there in a loincloth singing Kumbaya is rubbish. You know, I think that's, yeah, Bohemian Grove, yeah, that burned to the ground, and Pedo Wood and all that. So yeah, so my question was again, do you think the so-called what people are calling light workers, which I just see as people trying to put truth out, are not allowed to get triggered? Yeah, they do that. Yeah, yeah. I never hear a true spiritual person ranting and being triggered. That's funny because I know most of the spiritual people I watch will have a rant now and again, and they may swear now and again because they're just being real. We're in a different time, yeah. That to me is just an absolute ridiculous thing to say. And they will get real about stuff. You'll get some people that won't want to talk about anything that's going on in the 3D world because they won't. And that's good because maybe they can't hold the energy of the bad stuff. I know about the bad stuff, but I can talk about it. A real light worker is ready to kick ass. Exactly, Karen B. A real light worker is ready to kick ass. I'd say we have to have the softer ones because they're there doing their good thing for certain things. That's why I said there's different ripples, there's different waves of, let's say, light workers. I don't even know what word to use. It's just, people who know the truth and trying to get it out there and helping people. Because if they were passed on by the warriors, they'd be passed on just saying to those people who are more caring. People say, oh, we want the care centres, we want like healing places, domes, some have said, healing places where they can go. They'd help them people because they're interested in that. But we have to have the people who would be like, in the military sort of like sense of like, we're going to go in and we're going to get these people out. But, we're for the light, but we're the ones that go in and get them out. So that to me is absolute rubbish. Yeah, real light workers are ready to kick ass at the same time. You put boundaries up, you have to. You have to have a boundary around your energy field because people will just come over and steal it. This is what I think this person was trying to do, wanting me to get triggered, going on back and forth. They may come back. I won't be going back and forth with you because I sort of got that feeling about you ages ago and I'm just not, can't be bothered. And as Karen B said, there is balance and kindness and compassion and there is strength, fortitude to stand up to the darkness. Exactly, because we've all sat down and people have ignored it. Oh no, I don't want to look because I don't like it and it's not nice what's happening to the children, what happened before, and I can't look. So I'm going to look this way and keep distracted because I can't talk about it. Well, that's how it got here in the first place, because people looked away. They closed their eyes to it. Even people who knew what were going on. And that's why I will say before I go, there's people who've done things and got into situations, jobs, certain things, and they didn't know what was going on. And they're getting into certain movements, like I said before, the feminazi and all that, and they think they're doing it for the right reason. They won't be persecuted, whatever you call me. Some will, but it's like at the end of the day, they didn't know. It's like Roseanne Barr said the other day, the people who knew, who get these people in, who damn well knew what they were doing and damn well don't care and enjoy it, they're the people that will be eradicated off the earth. Not the people who got enticed in, didn't know what was going on, couldn't say anything after. That's why you will see a lot of celebrities talking out in the near future. And even if they have done things, they feel remorseful. These other people don't feel remorseful. They don't care because they tricked these people. But the people who knew were a part of these old ways, these old families or whatever, these old traditions, satanical and all that, whatever it is, whatever, don't care. They say they're reptilian because it's reptilian brain. They don't feel. They're cold-blooded. They don't care. They have no empathy. That's what you say, they've sold the soul to the devil, because they don't feel nothing, because they have no soul, because they don't feel for the people or energies or anything. So that's to me how it is. 33 is it? Yep, 33, master number. So it's them that will be looked at, not the people that might have fell into something. It's the people that damn well knew what was going on, damn well enjoy what they do in deceiving, love being a part of it, and even people that got on that didn't know, but then love being a part of it because they're greedy and don't care. And we've all looked away at some point, in that falling asleep business. So that's how it got in, because people didn't want to stand up. They wanted to be in their own bubble. As long as they thought their life was going all right, they don't give a toss about anything else going on. Well, I'm not like that. I want it for everybody worldwide. You can't be in a place and have other things going on in other countries and think that's all right for other things to be going on around the world while you're sat there in your nice little bubble. It's not right. We're all connected to each other and we're all connected to source. So, you're hurting. You're thinking that. How would you feel if it was on the opposite and you were in a country where something was happening and no one around the world cared about you? The only reason a lot of people haven't known the truth is because mainstream media haven't been reporting the truth on it. And wait till the masses of the sleeping wake up. They're already starting. They're already searching. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go and sort a few bits out. I've got to go and sort a few bits out for the birthday boy. And then that's what I'll be doing today. But yeah, I've been on for ages, waffling. That person keeps commenting, Fanfairy Ann. I will delete you anyway because I don't see any good ass energy you're bringing in at all. That doesn't bother me at all. You know. And that's all good, but it's nice to know that most of you in chat, you know, are on the same wavelength with the whole light worker sort of comment, and the 2 hours really. The whole light worker comment, well, you know me when I get going. The whole light worker comment and the whole starseed comment. Oh yeah, I didn't comment on starseed. Starseed's sort of the same thing, but I see starseed as, before I go, and I'll show you my cards before I go, what would you say a starseed was? I'm just going to go and warm my drink up and I'll come back, then I'll read my cards and then I'm going. Now, yeah, thank you. Common sense prevail. Well, to me, a starseed. Now, some people go, we're starseeds from different planets. We came here to, but who knows? Seeded from a star system like this. Yeah, and it could be. I don't really get into the starseed thing. Well, I don't think it's a psyop. What I think it is, I see it differently. It could be from here or there, but I see it more like people around the world are all in different places. America, you know, Hong Kong, UK, anywhere. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because there's things going on in different areas. That when they woke up, they could see the truth beyond the veil. So they start talking out about it. And something might hit someone that plants a seed in their head. And at some point somewhere, they'll start waking up and they'll start researching. So to me, it's planting seeds in people's heads of when they awake. So they sometimes say they knew this time would come. Yeah, that people had to be in different areas that could wake up people in their areas. If we all woke up at the same time, it'd be pandemonium because everyone would be like, whoa. So to me, it can mean whatever it wants, like different places, different, but I personally think it could be that. It'd be great if it was, but if you see it more like, yeah, it's just people when you go out and you might say something, people think you're mad, but you might plant a seed in someone that maybe somewhere down the line, a few months, a year or so, they might go, oh yeah, what was that? Oh God, that's making sense now. And then they start researching. You've planted the seed. That's all it is to me. Yeah, sunshine needs to make the most of it. Yeah, I said that the other day. When the sunshine comes out, make sure you get in it because in the UK we don't get that much of it because you need it, your energy, you need to reboost and all that, and it's cleansing and all that good stuff. Yep, I said that yesterday. That's brilliant. So I think we are just a great awakening and being woke in their own time. Yeah, people are being woke at their own time and everyone will come to it, but we can plant seeds that they'll go, oh, did such and such a body say? Yeah, it's sunny here at the minute. Such and such a body say, oh yeah. So that's how I see it. You can see it different ways. No, I tell you what doesn't stop. I've had 3 phone calls this week or 4 off smart meters. You want a smart meter? We're coming round to put a smart meter in. No, you're not coming round to put a smart meter in. I don't want one. And then my dad said no, and then he just got his letter through the door going, do you want a smart meter? No, we don't want a smart meter, thanks. We know about smart meters. Don't want one. Get lost, jog on. See you later, bye. Starseed or starseed may refer to people in New Age belief, individuals who believe they're... Yeah, there is that, Karen. There is that going around. That's why that guy that's commenting and says, oh, she believes in this, believes in that. I'm just saying, I'm very open-minded to anything because who really knows? But how I personally see it at the minute, because I've been through all that, that's how I can move and flow. And get rid of stuff if I think, it doesn't resonate with me. I went through the event thing. I think there is an event coming, but the whole thing of the event where we were going somewhere, people woke up, and I don't know if it was near Christmas, and were like still here thinking, it's like all these dimensions with that timelines and that reside with us. But I got rid of that. I was like, nah, that doesn't resonate. It's more like the star seed of we're giving information out to people, and the seed is put in their head at a certain time, and then they wake up and like go, oh, was someone talking about? Oh yeah, and then they start to bloom and research and grow. Because if you're staying stagnant, a little flower's going to die in it. If you stay stagnant, it's got to keep reaching up for the sun and the light and the truth. That's how I see it anyway. Personally, that's my perception on it. So that's where it's hard, because you'll get different communities. Like that guy's trying to say, spiritual communities, New Age, where the New Age are looking at certain things. Because don't forget, it got in the New Age and they want people to think certain things. So they're looking at different things that is going to take you off somewhere, is not like what's really going on. And then a lot of people get disheartened when something doesn't happen, like the event, and then they fall off the whole spiritual thing. They think they're not spiritual and they're disconnected again. So they go off of trying to connect with source, if you want to see it like that, and they go off doing something else, and they leave that connection that they were trying to find, because that got in every single platform going of truth, love and light and all that, they got in there. So for people to think it never got in the sort of New Age, and it's not New Age, it's old age, it's nothing new under the sun, movements, that's why you've got to be very careful who you follow. That's why there's some people say, oh, did you watch this? And I'll go, yeah, but I didn't resonate with it. Something not right. I'm just not feeling it. So there's only a selection of people I watch now. There's new people I'm coming across, but I have to sit there and go, yeah. Even if I watch them and I don't like them, I'll resonate with something, but not everything. No, but that's what I mean, Karen. Certain people will, when they hear the word starseed light worker, they'll take it a different way. That's why I think this guy's commented on certain stuff. Oh, and it's like, but it's just it's our translations of what something means. Personally, that's what I see a starseed as. Someone else will see it as something else. But there's that thing, words again. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a forgotten age. Exactly. It's a forgotten age. The New Age is a forgotten age, but they've tried to twist that as well. Wisdom, nature, the old ways, but they tried to bring it into the New Age. Yeah, exactly. It's the old age, exactly. But we know space is fake. So yeah, space is this. Space isn't fake. NASA's space is fake, but how I see space is this space. This space up there, this space. Maybe different lands over that way. There's still planets in the sky. There's energy coming off them, but they don't even show us what planets properly look like, and stars. As we know, they all pulsate with energy because they're celestial beings. They're living because they're pulsating and stuff. But we all know NASA full of cack. Yeah, that's what I mean. NASA space. Yeah, there's space, but the way NASA perceives space and show us what space is bullcrap, basically. You know, or they could be putting lies and truths in things. It's just that I'd know for a fact they hide what the planets are and showing us the energies and all stuff like that. But yeah, universe inside. Yeah, universe up there and a universe inside. So it's all bonkers. So before I go, I asked my higher self, because what this person obviously doesn't realise is there's a lot of people out there that'll use astrology. There's a lot of people out there that'll use runes. There's a lot of people out there that use lots of divination, if that's what, I can never say that name right. I use my cards. That's what I've always resonated with, because I'm a visual person. So I asked my higher self, hi, Palladium Pilot, yay. What's what? So I'm going to read that before I go to these person's comment, and I couldn't stop laughing because he went on about Dolly's not a light worker. Never said I was. The first card that came out, I had to laugh. Of work your light cards, by the way, was, if I can find it, I had to laugh at this. I had to laugh. These are the messages I got today. Right. Starseed! This is the card that came out, Starseed, and it made me laugh because it said, what lights you up? What lights you up? So, you're a starseed. What lights you up? You're full of light. What's the message you want to bring? I just had to laugh. You got a lot of water there. I had to laugh. It's purple, red and blue. Feminine and masculine. The energy is negative and positive. I just had to laugh. That was the first card that came out to question, to an answer to that person was, ha ha ha, in your face. What lights you up? What makes you happy? Be the little star seed. Be the little star seed. That's another thing of like star seed or light worker. Shine your light. What do you love to do? Do it. They don't want you doing what you love to do. So that was that one. Then I pulled one from the universe. The universe has your back cards. And then this made me laugh because I was like, energy flows where my intention goes. Energy flows where your intention goes. Put your intention on everything. I was talking about that with water yesterday and all that. I've always talked about this stuff. So no, to that person, you didn't teach me anything. Thank you very much. And then the last one was, this really made me laugh. I'll read this one out. 45. 45th president. 45, witch at the end of the world. This is one of my favourite cards as well. An important end, a new beginning. Yay, no shit Sherlock. Oh, and here's alchemy of life. And I was about to say, because everything's alchemy, baby. So that person who was commenting, everything's alchemy. Everything's energy. They see it as bad. They see it as, oh, it's magic. Yeah, it's alchemy. It's energy. But people who don't understand energy will say it's magic. It's alchemy, baby. Turning lead to gold. Ugh. You don't have to know the big words and ins and outs of everything. You can feel it. So I'll just read this before I go because I love this card and it just made me laugh. The 3 cards that came out made me laugh. Yes, it is a gift. It can be a gift. Lots of things they claim out there are bad or not this, that, or some can be gifts. We know that. Right. So it says, and it's a little green witch, you know. I think nature. See? Tipping it the right way round. Yeah, alchemy is a progression of the soul. Exactly. Right. A message. This is what the book says. I love it out of the book. Storm, fly about her. We're in the eye of the storm. Electrical whips crack through the heavy air with their bites of fire. And she sits among them, hugging her hourglass, holding everything together till the force creating the change has done its work. When the witch at the end of the world makes her appearance in a spread, my eyes twitching, or a deviation, I can never say that, casting, you will know that something's time has come. There can be no more delaying, for the change has begun. So the best thing for you to do now is to prepare for this change within you, I would say. Find solutions to challenges that will come up with the change. The change comes. You will be fine, by the way, and all will be well. But there will be a time of seeing chaos. Well, whoa, isn't that what's happening now for the past couple of years? We're seeing the chaos. We're in the eye of the storm and we're seeing everyone go, coronavirus. This, that, and the other. Oh my God, World War III. No, what are you going on about? And difficulty. If you are prepared and ready to let go, not preparation of food and all that. No, I don't see that. I see prepared to let go of the old things that don't serve you anymore. It's dead energy. It's keeping you heavy and dense. To lift up and rise, as some people will say in the ascension of consciousness, you have to get rid of dense, stale energy. It's not going to let you flow when you're lugging a big brick behind you, is it? As I've said with the whole rucksack thing. If you're on your path with a heavy, heavy rucksack and then you might climb a mountain or something, you're all getting to the top. How can you do it when it's full of like dense energy of old energies that you're carrying around with you and repeating and acting like a victim when you're not? Let go of it and fill it up with some new good ass energy. But you'll end up with a lighter bag, so you'll get up that mountain quicker. Just saying. That's how I see it. If you are prepared and ready to let go and change and let something end, the little witch's countdown will not affect you as it will affect others who refuse to acknowledge the changes that are coming and become fearful. Everything's about fear. That's why mainstream media puts you in fear. Stop you on your path. At their inevitable approach, there is nothing to fear. but plenty to prepare for. You will be safe and well and very ready to embrace the new world. Not the new world order that Hillary was trying to bring in with China. The new world, the new way, the new, back to the future, basically. The witch at the end of the world speaks. I am not wicked, but I am a witch. Because witches weren't wicked, it's your intentions. I am a witch. And changes are made when the world bends and shifts. I hold this hourglass up to you now. So I hold this hourglass up to you now. So you know that the time for an ending is almost upon us. Not an ending of the apocalypse that's seen through the veil, the ending of their world as they know it, the control system. You can see the signs all about you, yeah? The strange weather, hurricanes, this is in the book, by the way. The cyclones, the earth changes all about us, but so many simply say, I am wicked for showing you this. Or the purging within you and without. They blame me for what they call the catastrophic, I can't say it. And they ignore the signs. They are with you, and it is time to be ready. We are all about to experience a huge change, and it will be for the better. But while we hold on to the old, the storms will blast us, triggers and everything, and the land will shift, and self-healing will look like destruction. Self-healing will look like destruction. Well, it does, but it's not. Raining a lot, cleansing. Fires a lot, getting rid of things we don't... might look like destruction, but really, it's not. The message, experience an important and significant rearrangement of life of a personal or global level, just put it out there, affecting power sources, systems and relationships, changes in law, legal systems, the economy and values and the beliefs. There may be a need to be able to live more simply and in harmony with nature. There is nothing to be frightened of, only a voyage to weather, and you'll make it through to the other side of the storm. Remember what Trump said in 2017? There's a storm coming. And mainstream media went, what are you talking about? What storm? He went, there's a storm coming. What storm? You'll see. Oh yeah, definitely are. The changes are part of our journey. Yeah, order comes out of chaos, exactly. To a fifth dimensional world of the shift to a more peaceful planet or plane, whatever one you want to be on. Where shadows and light are loved and accepted. You've got to accept your shadow side. It's a part of us. Remember when I said the split thing before? Physical and the spiritual? Just saying. As all is well, and the little witch will keep the world safe till we reach the other side of these changes. All is well. All is well. All is well. Just saying. Whoop, whoop. So there, the messages I got in the cards today, and I'm going to leave them out because they were ace. They were ace. That's what I normally do. I sometimes leave them out on the side and let them stay there for a week or whatever, putting that energy out to the person who reckons I walk the walk and don't... I talk the talk and don't walk the walk. I don't know how they'd know. They don't live with me. They don't actually know me. So, yeah. So, what were you all saying? Thank you, critical thinker. Sounds about right, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you've got to come to terms with your shadow. Everybody had a shadow. You can't say you didn't. Who was talking about the shadow in Peter Pan? Someone I was listening to, and it was great. And they were saying he was trying to catch his shadow. You're not detaching yourself from a shadow. We're just bringing it into balance. That's what people are getting mixed up with. Yin and yang, baby. So that's all I'm saying. Accept. Stop fighting and resisting. That person talking about retrograde. Stop fighting and resisting. You know, have a look. Your inner knowing was triggered and you wouldn't do it their way, so they gave you a little release, the title. So it's not who you were created to be. You are divine, sovereign and free, connected to all. Exactly, critical thinker. And that's why sometimes I like it when people sometimes make comments and I want to comment back on it, because I don't comment on everyone's. Mainly they're all, okay and nice. Is because it'll set me off on, I think triggers have codes in them as well. Might sound a bit mad, but they get me talking about something else I might not have remembered or whatever comes in at the time, because like I said, I just go free flowing. I'm not sat here with no written stuff down. I'm just going with the flow. So, and I've been on for over 2 hours, I think, and that's just because I'm going with the flow. I don't stick myself to a certain time because I'd never get it all in. Like I say, you can cut it up, you can watch it at another time, whatever. But I am only human at the end of the day, but I am connected to my higher self and source, the spirit realm that we all are. So anyone who says that, like that person that's commented, I'm not, who are you to say I'm not? I know I am. So I don't really need to defend myself, but I just think it's funny to bring comments up sometimes of like where people are at with certain stuff. Why are you so worried anyway? But yeah. Yes. Yeah, Dolly, know about the light code. Yeah, and I mean, I don't even getting the left eye triggering, twitching thing. I think that's codes. It's when I'm watching certain things or listening to certain things, it goes off. I think that sometimes when I'm in the flow, that's how codes come in. They just come in where you're like, oh, and things start coming in. They do mess with a lot of stuff. The more and more people wake up, they can't mess with it. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're switching your light on. To me, they can only affect you when you're in fear. So if you haven't got your light switched on, meaning you're waking up, you're illuminating. Some people say they don't want you illuminated because then they can see you. Yeah, maybe that's true as well, but I think you've got more protection with your illuminated energy of knowing how to use your energy and putting intentions and stuff out there than you didn't before. Because if you don't know about it, that's how they can go after you more, with being around certain people in negative energy, drinking, smoking sometimes with certain stuff, because I just think everything's in balance. Too much of everything I don't think it's good. It could be it's just that thing with energy and how can it affect when you're not realizing about it. There was some little key rings that I'm doing, and this was mine, so I don't lose my keys because it's quite big. And then I got asked to make 2 more, so there's some little more heads coming. Whoop 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 of the Dolster key rings. So I don't know how they're going to turn out, but I will show you. So yeah, I've got to go and pick little man up soon because it's his birthday. We've got to go and get him some gifts. He's going to take him to a toy shop. So thanks everyone for coming in. I know it went on for ages, but when I'm in the flow, I'm in the flow. That's why I talk quite fast when I'm doing it, because it's just the way I am. And I'm not going to say sorry for being me. I am me. I do know myself. It's part of me. That's the way I am. And that's what it is. Is that when the eye twitching starts? It does for me. Like with people have ringing in the ears. Some people don't believe in that, but I do, because there's so much linking with that. Last year it was a right eye. This year it's a left eye. And I know people like Prime Disclosure and that I like to watch. They all have it, and I've been listening to things that are linking up with exact same things. So yes, I do believe it is, because light codes. You use your eyes. You're looking at the light. Your pupil changes through the light and stuff like that. Thank you, Achemy. And I do a thing sometimes when it's sunny where I look under my eyelashes, so you're not directly looking at the sun like that, and you will see diamond light. I don't know, diamond light. What is it? Patterns through your eyes. So it's like a kaleidoscope. I find that quite nice. That's been happening to me so much, both eyes there, and yeah, that's what I think. That's what I feel at the minute. But I know when I'm watching certain people that like to watch and I resonate with something, or someone saying something, my eye will start twitching. And it's been happening for 2 weeks now. And it's not like someone go, it's a nervous twitch. But everyone has that response, don't they? Oh, it's a nervous twitch. Yeah, because that's what you assume a twitch with, a nervous twitch. Not a nervous twitch. It's not one of them nervous twitches anyway. I had something with legs the other year. I think we all go through different types of strange things. Like I had the shaking thing when I could feel energies. Like I was sat in a chair and it was like, oh my God, we're having an earthquake or something. So anyway, I've got to go because I've got to go and do stuff with little legs and all that. I'm not saying that's definitely what the eye twitching is, but a lot of people I listen, well, not a lot of people, a few people I listen to that are on the same wavelength with stuff. It's just funny how they've been saying the same thing with resonating with certain channels, and certain words said the eye starts twitching, and it's been the left eye. It was the right eye last year, started the beginning last year. This started at the beginning of this year, a few left eye twitches, and then it's been happening for the past 2 weeks. Oh, it was just going then. So, yeah. Oh, because I'm talking about it. It keeps going. So, yeah. yeah, so thanks all for being here. Tapper, Critical Thinker, Laurie, Alchemy of Life, Joe, Mighty Atom. Is it Carla? Is it Carla? Might be saying it wrong, sorry. Who else have we got? Blah, blah, blah. Karen B, Sally, Mary, Palladium Pilot, Miss Chime. Oh, I might miss some people. And sorry if I miss anyone out. It's just, I have to go back. I can't remember who was in. Rachel was in before. Rachel, Pixie, Paul from Newcastle, Michael. Who else? Who else? Candy. Gleam. Don't think I can go back anymore. Blah, blah, blah. And anyone who might have came in at the beginning, because I know a few people left and I can't think who it was, but I can't keep going right back and right back unless you comment at the bottom. But anyway, I shall see you soon at some point, maybe at the end of the week, maybe. I'm busy today with party. Yeah, I think I said Laurie, didn't I? So, yeah, and it's a sunny day today, so I'm going to catch a bit of that when I go out. I'm going to get a drink now, sort my bits out that I have to sort out for my little one, and I will see you maybe at weekend or something. Yeah. So, yes, if you're classing yourself as a spiritual one, which we all are, so you don't have to class yourself as one, you just are, don't worry if you get triggered. It doesn't mean that you're not. You're allowed to get triggered because triggers also trigger you into getting rid of energy or realizing a few things. So it's all good. It's not a bad thing. And anyone who's saying that, you need to go and check yourself. That's all I'd say. It's all alchemy, baby. So, yes, my coffee donations in chat by PayPal by Tapper77's. Put it in chat. And thank you all. And I will see you very soon. And just keep vibing high because that's what it's all about, yeah. And I'll see what I'll come and talk about next time. So see you soon. Where we go, one we go all. See you later. Bye. Oh, talking about witches, I just wanted to say, I was meant to show you this because I found this because I went to this on my 40th birthday a few years ago and was like, oh yeah, I loved when I went to see this. Black hat, white hat. She wasn't as bad as they made out though, you know what I'm saying? This was a really good story as well, you know. I loved it. It's one of my favourites, Wicked. When I went to see Wicked in London, it was ace. Just saying. Oh, that green energy there. Like the Aurora Borealis. The Wizard of Oz. One of my favourite films. Other people go, it's a monarch mind control. It's a lot of things looking behind the curtain. There's a lot of things in there. You know what I mean? But they did have Glenda and they did have the Bad Witch. So there was two. Do you know what I'm saying? The good and the bad. Oh, thank you, Critical Thinker. Well, that's what it's all about. It's about having fun, having a laugh, getting in some good ass energy and stop letting people bring you down. So, speak to you later. Oh! I watched Jane Davenport. I've got Jane Davenport books. That's why you might think my artwork looks a bit Jane Davenport. Yeah, I know. And I'll show you. Da-da-da. Oh, I know about Jane Davenport. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, I love all that sort of stuff. It's whimsical, you see. Anything whimsical I'm into. So, yeah, I am into Jane Davenport. I've watched a bit. Wizard of Oz, excellent film. Yeah, it's excellent. People see different things in it. You know, and say it's MK Ultra and this, that, and the other. Yeah, to the people that they've probably tried to train with it. But, you know. Anyway, see you later. Bye.